officially. What is good with it? Black Ghost TV family. What's happening, Zen? What's happening?
What's the deal with y'all out there, man?
We here with it, man. Fluence and Zen. I think it's episode 12. I want to say or 13, something like that. We still young in the game, baby. We still young in the game, but we here for y'all, man. As always, when we start this thing out, we're gonna do the mic check, all that good stuff. Also, man, you got to make sure if you hop up in here, man, you gotta like and subscribe. Now, y'all see the topics, but come in here, hit the like button. Oh, we got the feedback going on. I don't know how that should happen, but hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, it's gone now. It's good. Like you say, Young Zen, what do you be saying? Hit the notification gang.
Yeah, so it's like the bell on there. It's like a little bell on the when you on YouTube. Like when you push it, I guess it puts your like notifications on. So every time we post it, like alerts their phone.
You heard the man. Hit that notification so y'all can be alerted. We appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We was here. We was gonna go live yesterday. That was my fault. A whole lot of shit happened. The boys, Journey Means Everything was good with it, man. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, he kind of looks like you, Zen.
Shut your ass up.
But salute you, man. Appreciate you hopping up in here. I never see you in the chat before, so if you ain't subscribed, man, subscribe to the channel. Y'all see the topic. We got the basketball heavy for the day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all you see the Zen, but
no, I ain't seen. I don't be seeing the titles, honestly, bro. I just be up in here.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we be getting it rocking. But we got some things to talk about. Before we get up in this, we're gonna start this how we always start. How was your day, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Rate that thing from 1 to 5. Take me through
it. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know. I guess a 3. Well, I give it a 3.5 because I ended up winning at the gym today. We was playing ones, you feel me? And the big homie had came from Vegas, you feel me? So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was up too. He was up 6-5. We was going to 7 games. And you know, the clutchness turned on in my game, you feel me? And it just, you know, you had to seal it up. So it's about 3.5 because of that. But other than that, it's just, you know, it's the day. Just came.
How did your the adult league game go yesterday?
I didn't have one yesterday. It was Sunday though, and that was, remember I told you.
My bad, bro. I thought today was Monday. Yeah, Sunday. My bad.
We won. Remember did I tell you I got banged on?
Because I'm like, I don't think. No, that we know. Remember we talked on the phone, but we didn't go live.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think you did tell me you win, but you didn't really talk about that. You talked about more so the bang on. So y'all beat them bad. Shit was close.
We won by like 10 or something. I had, you know, like 32, something like, you know what I'm saying? Just out there.
I'm telling you, man, if you can, you know, if you want, you get someone, you know, $5, $10, whatever. I don't know. That might be disrespectful, but just be like, yo, just film this with your phone, bro. Just film.
Well, somebody had filmed the game. Supposedly, Ty said somebody was recording us the whole time, and he gonna get the footage and send it to me. So
you get that. If you send it to me, I could chop it up and then I could put it on the tube.
Well, I still got that one video from earlier. Matter of fact, I'll just send it to your email now.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? That's the not a one and done. You know what I'm saying? We want to, you know what I'm saying? Let it add a little new flair to the channel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking basketball, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let the people, you know, the people see what you want.
No, I feel what you're saying.
So you say you give that joint a 3.5?
Yeah. What about you? How was your day?
It's a mean day. Because today is Tuesday. My day.
Today's Wednesday, bro.
What?
It's Wednesday.
That's why. That's what threw me off. Today's Wednesday because Craig Facts only comes on Tuesday and Thursday. And so it was on today. That's what threw me off. And you know what I'm saying? I had a long ass week, Black Goose TV family. But today, my Wednesday, man, was I want to say maybe like a 4.1. I say out of 5. I didn't get much sleep. I had a crazy yesterday. For some reason, I thought yesterday was Sunday, but crazy Tuesday. All types of shit happened. So I, you know, dealt with that. But you know, went to work. Work was pretty boring. To be honest with you, like nothing really happened today. So I'm like, that was kind of weak. But even at the same time, like it wasn't terrible. And then you know, I won't be too long. And then, you know, went to the gym. Gym was good. I got in a good workout for the gym. and then resolve some issues. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that.
How's your leg?
Oh, it's cool to me. I guess somewhat. I still feel it's not as strong, like, because I do remember, like, at the beginning of my injury, like, I feel like I'd be able to touch my leg or like kind of touch my knee and everything felt, but I don't know, it's not as sensitive now. Like, I'm sitting here, you made me. I didn't even think about it. I didn't wear no knee sleeve either when I worked out today. Maybe not the best thing, but it feels good, man. It feels really good. I'm almost tempted to want to get back in the running, but I know I got to be strong. I'm still doing. I added a cardio routine. I added ropes to it. But I'm utilizing my feet with it as well, because I'll do it like I'm basically doing unders with it for a certain amount of time. So I'm moving the feet with it as well. I feel good. No pain, nothing. But I'm still gonna keep it light. I'm gonna ease my way into it. I'm not gonna even think about running probably until maybe what's next weekend. Maybe next weekend. Maybe next weekend might be the first time I think about running. Not sure how I want to do it though. I know I got to keep it light. Probably heels isn't the best thing, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, not to be too long with it. My bad, y'all. 4.1. I'll give it a 4.1 simply because, work was cool, boring, but it was cool. Good workout. Knees feeling solid. I resolved some issues. You know what I'm saying? Got that resolved. Like, for real. And I'm happy about that. And now we here, man. And so it's been a cool little day. I haven't eaten all day though, but I'm not hungry really like that. But yeah, man.
Well, I ate earlier, but I'm gonna give me a little teriyaki bowl from Jack in the Box. I swear that's like the steal on a menu, bro, because it's really like a good portion of food and it's not really like unhealthy to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Probably had like a lot of high sodium, but other than that, though, like, you know what I mean? Got some broccoli in there, some good rice. Like, can't go wrong with it.
No, I remember those teriyaki bowls. Them things was fire.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool little, $6, $7 dollars. Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Feel satisfied.
Man, salute to that, man. So it sounds like we both, solid day for the most part.
Every time I hoop, it always gonna give it like a 0.5 or a whole point up, just cause it's less, especially when that jumper is just hitting that net like that. It's just like, okay, yeah, that's what I like to see.
I'm telling you, man. Let's get the footage up. Let's get the shit edited. Let the people see the world, man. Let the world see. I said that wrong.
Yeah, the work. I know what you're saying, but we gonna be here, man.
By the way, you are basically motivating me. When I'm back healthy, I'm back in the gym for real.
You better get them dudes back doing work. You better hurt somebody's pride. Watch, you about to go back in the gym. Hey, I'm gonna tell all y'all right now, man. He gonna go back in the gym.
The longest I've ever been out, y'all.
Look, he gonna go back into the gym.
This is going on 8 months. I haven't been in a real gym. Now, this isn't 8 months I haven't trained. Now,
look,
chill.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. He finna go to the gym, right? And he gonna spar with somebody, and the dude sparring is gonna be like, "Dang, bro, you be sparring every day, huh?" He be like, "Nah, bro, I just came. It's my first time, like, in 8 months." I'm like, what? 8 months? You doing all right now?
But think about it. This is what I'm trying to figure out, though. Like, I'm pretty sure I want to go to everything gym, but also I don't really think it's. I'm gonna stay away from jiu-jitsu because of my knee. I don't want no nigga messing my shit up till it's fully healed.
Well, you won't do no Muay Thai neither, then, because
that's what I'm saying. Because I'm a little scared of the scare. So it's like,
so you gotta go do hands. Then
I gotta do. I'm thinking boxing. It's crazy though, because I wanted to do everything, but it's like low ball. Maybe I just gotta go back to Commander and be like, "Hey man, what's up?" He's gonna be like, "Where you
honestly,
been,
if you want to be honest, why you got hurt is because you took so much time off being on your feet. And you wasn't kicking that you came back so hard.
I know, bro. Yeah. I know, and I didn't stretch, bro. I didn't get because my hip flexors was different when I was kicking. Like I wasn't hip. I'm gonna be as real when you take off kicking. You just focused on using. I was like, man, my shit was tight, but I would just be like, all right, my warm up is the miles, but I'm like, that's not like you got to do your stretch, nigga. You got to stretch them things open. Bro. And I used to stretch a whole lot when I was doing the kicking
because you had to, because you knew.
And you know what? I regret that. I do regret Stretching is really important, man.
I don't even hoop no more until I go into the sauna, bro. I don't care if I got the worst team when I come back in the gym. I'm like, I will be loose.
I think I'm about to get back in yoga, man. Remember, I was heavy in the yoga for a minute.
We both was, bro. We doing it every day, bro.
I know. I want to get back into it, man. So I'm like all that, and I think it will help my knee recovery. That would be a good rehabilitation, type training. I think doing some yoga for my knee, light
Something
body
fool
weight.
you and just get the core strong. Cause I'm like, your core, you feel me, could take, pressure off every other, part. In a
Bro, I've been
sense.
going crazy. The one thing I'm happy about this switch up in my my training has been my core training. I've been going crazy with the core training, bro. Crazy. I'm telling you. I'm trying to be like one of them dudes that you be seeing when they go up on the joint and they be doing but they just hold it for a long time and they be doing all movements. Like that's what I be on. But I be mixing it up, doubling it up. Like I go wait, and then I'll just drop it and regular everything. Every time, I'm far away from the mic, my bad, y'all. Every time I'm training, I'm trying to be like them niggas. And I see it too. Y'all, hey, anybody, y'all following them fitness people, because I see this a lot too. They be like, I don't train abs, I just eat well. Look, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can get abs that way. But that means your core is weak as hell. I'm like, it's important, especially if you play sports, it's important to train your core. You don't train your core for abs. You can develop abs from training your core, even though they say, oh, if you don't, because I'm telling you right now, my lower, I'm fine. Like I'm telling you, but anyways, my bad. I just think
That's true though, because
that's a
I'm
myth.
like,
Don't be saying that shit. Train
I
your
was
core.
telling I was telling
Core
the
is
homie, I
everything.
was like, man, I probably have to take some supplements to get my abs looking like crazy. And then he was like, well, they kind of track their food and their calories. So I'm like, I guess that's true. If I was like more concrete on what I was eating, how I was eating, when I was eating, then I'll probably have ripped abs and stuff. I'm like, I never had ripped abs. Like it's
But
always just
just
kind of
because people have a misconception, just like if you have big muscles, you're the strongest person in the room, or if you have ripped abs, that means you have the strongest core. Like, no, having ripped abs is different from having a strong core. Like, there's a difference.
that's true
And
because
core
there be dudes
mobility
that
is
be having
different.
no abs, but if you sock them, you like, damn, your shit solid.
Niggas with big bellies have strong cores. If they work, you can have a big belly and eat terrible, but have a strong core because you train it every day. That's possible. Like it depends on what benefit you're looking for. If you're looking to look good, then obviously you want to eat good, track your calories, and then also, you may or may not want to train abs. From some of the bodybuilders I've been around, they train abs a couple times a week, nothing crazy, but it's mostly from food. But I'm like, if you're an athlete, you know what I'm saying? If you're boxing, kickboxing, if you play basketball, baseball, soccer, all these are based around the method of your core being strong. If your core is not strong, bro, for sports purposes, when we're talking about swing emotion, we're talking about punch emotion. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about you have a basketball, you're in a triple threat position, you want to blow by. I'm gonna blow by. I'm using my core, right? What else? Football. So anyways, man, salute to the people that's coming. What's good with it, Michael Hernandez? He said Golden State Warriors is the king. So let's not get too far off track, baby. We here.
I don't
We
even be,
talking that talk, but right off
but
the
you know
bat,
it's
Hernandez is
crazy.
coming at Young Zen. How you
He's not
feeling?
even
Real quick.
coming at me because I already
I,
called the Lakers losing yesterday, and a lot
I
of
did
people
too.
be
I
like,
knew they were
"What,
gonna lose. I knew.
bro? Come on, man! It's like, bro, when you get to a certain age, you get to a certain level of life, you just know like players, and it's just like, bro, Westbrook starts the season weak. Brian older, so I mean, he was on the money, of course, he was
You
hooping
want to
for
know
sure.
who surprised me?
AD, he
If AD could play like that, and real
was
quick, if
hooping.
the Bulls won, I don't think they played the Cavs today, right? Because we were supposed to.
Nah, the Bulls play some
Okay,
bum squad. Who they
I gotta
beat?
watch and see what's happening
Oh,
with
they
my
beat Detroit
Cavs.
barely. They barely beat Detroit.
See the odds?
Barely beat Detroit. And Zach had 34. Think about that. They barely beat Detroit. And Zach had
What did
34.
Lonzo do? Young Lonzo. I'm a Lonzo fan. I'm more of a Lonzo fan than
Yeah,
a
12,
Melo fan.
6, and 4. But
Damn,
LaMelo,
trade him. No, I'm playing.
but LaMelo had 31, 9, and 7. And they won.
Melo's just a beast. Lonzo
Why
is
is
just.
Lonzo not better than this man?
That's because LaMelo's the youngest.
I don't
He
know what
got
to
to
tell
see
him.
all the mistakes. You could, you know what I'm saying? He got, and especially if you got to invest it. Younger pops, the younger pops always know the youngest you can do the most with because they can see all the
True.
mistakes. You can find out all your mistakes. You're probably more established when the younger comes, especially if you're not expecting kids. So you got more to work with. The oldest usually, you know what I'm saying, those situations, they trying shit out. The middle is like, you know what I'm saying, and then, the youngest usually, you know what I'm saying, you put the most on with, we're talking about age, like generational. You know what I'm saying? LeVar is what, 40 something? So he's in a different generational, you know. Our generation of pops, they didn't look at family that way. It was take care of everybody. Defense showed up today. I wasn't expecting it, but y'all played the Detroit Pistons. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. We're gonna beat y'all though. It's Snipers. I'm gonna let you know.
Oh, me and K didn't even play, bro. Their number one player didn't even play, bro.
Is the offense play like in preseason? We good. How do you feel about Lonzo Ball? So Zach LaVine had 34. Vucevic,
He had 15 and 15, but he was 7 for 21 from the field. He was shooting poor.
That's okay though. If you have 15 rebounds, I'm not tripping about it. Do your thing, brother. That means you was getting a lot.
DeMar had 17.
That's who I was gonna ask. Oh yeah, they got too much. Okay, it's all right. Chicago gonna be. That's crazy. That's a crazy team. And Tim over there, Tim Thibodeau.
I don't think.
No, he's with the Knicks. No, he's with the Knicks.
Nah, I forgot who over there right now. All I know is the Bulls. I mean, ain't nobody worried about no Bulls in the East. You think Giannis worried about some Bulls?
They just don't have any defense though, bro. That's
what I'm saying. Just like
Lonzo's the only defender. Like Vucevic ain't guard nobody.
DeMar gonna let you or lady drop that foot, try to just be athletic.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jaylen Brown went crazy today, though.
Real not guard nobody.
Facts.
He said Lonzo Ball okay. I was calling for that trade since last season. I think I love Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball is a beast. I think he can be a modern day Rondo if you know what I'm saying he really gets comfortable.
He can't though, just because he doesn't really use his left hand and get in a lane like Rondo. Like everything he kind of does predicates going to the left, but it's always set up by a step back. It's not necessarily going left to go left, if that makes sense. He's like not drawing like you're like you see Rondo, he'll go left and then he'll hesitate and then he'll go left the whole way. Like he'll just see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like Lonzo don't probe and really survey the offense. Like he has a different way of playmaking than Rondo.
He does, but also remember this. Yes, Rondo was better. Yeah, obviously, you know, Rondo ceiling was Rondo was a beast, but
Rondo a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I know, but when I mean first and foremost, Rondo was blessed enough to come into a situation where he had vets around him, so he could learn the game quick. It was like he didn't have no choice but to learn the game quick. You see what I'm saying? That nigga didn't learn the game quick. Oh well, nigga, you a rookie. All right, bench. Who's next up? But you got to respect him also at the level that he was able to learn the game that quick and, you know what I'm saying, keep shit flowing and the dynamic that he had. So there's obvious respect. But I'm like, Lonzo, I personally think with him being in this, I'm not that, I don't like the numbers that much, saying 10-4-4. But if they got the W, I have to see it. Because sometimes with players like Lonzo, you got to see it to see how effective it was. And if it was that, what was his plus minus? Does it say that?
I don't even care about that because I'm like, plus minus.
I care. In 2K, when I play 2K, the niggas who have a bad minus, I know. I'm like, oh man, he got them points, but I was struggling to get every one. By the way, Sniper said my man Melo at 37, thinking he's still good. That's a deep one right there. I'm a Melo fan.
He's still good. I
don't
understand. His plus minus was 17. He had the highest plus minus.
Well, there we go. He had a great game. That means he controlled the tempo of the game. He got everyone involved. So that tells me everyone.
Oh, it's PER. I don't care about. Plus minus actually does matter. It's the PER. I think.
I don't care about that. But I'm like, that means the reason why everyone went off 17 to Rosen, LaVine 34, 17 for Vucevic. Everyone's getting shots. That means Lonzo facilitating. Because I'm like, stats ain't everything for a point guard. Point guard, you got to watch the game to see his impact. And then some, you got point guards or shooting guards. So the stats might mean something. But it's not said, old man Bron didn't show up yesterday. That's blasphemous. Jesus.
I don't know what he's talking about. The man had 36 points.
I know what you're doing. You're trolling it, Snipers. Old man Bron killed it. They lost because, respectfully, Westbrook.
Yeah.
The Warriors have Clay. Nah, they don't have him yet. He's still injured.
He come back like in a month or something. They're saying like month and some change.
So let's get into it then, because you know what I'm saying, we avoided the topic long enough. The Lakers took a L. Does it mean anything?
Shit, we took a L last year in the beginning.
But you did take a L to a Warriors team that was undermanned.
We almost lost to that same Warriors team last year, undermanned. So I'm like,
but shouldn't you be worried because y'all got bounced in the next round? So that shows, I'm like, if you play an actual good team, y'all gonna get thrashed. Is that what you're saying?
Nah, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, You know
Are
when
you
Bron's gonna
worried?
pick it up. No, bro, because I know how Bron's gonna pick it up. I know AD's gonna be better this year. He has no choice.
I
Bro,
respect.
think about this, bro. No matter where he's at, no matter who's in the game, he's either gonna have Westbrook, Bron, or Rondo in the game at all times. There's no way he can't be effective, bro. Rondo's throwing that full court pass still to him on the money like ain't never changed. Westbrook's gonna figure out how to get that ball to him when he's coming down the lane. LeBron already knows how to do it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, with us, we just need to make sure everybody healthy. We make sure Trevor Ariza coming back. He's gonna be healthy. People are forgetting about him. Melo gonna have better shooting nights. He's not gonna be shooting 3 for 9 every night. You know what I mean? Malik Monk's gonna feel comfortable. I just feel like everybody was like hesitant and just trying to get everybody that's bigger to the name. You know, I've seen a lot of pass up. Like even Russ, like he's never been a third option in his whole career. And I think what's a lot of people's not understanding. Nobody's like that's like basically you being at their job and being able to do so much, and then somebody's like, "All right, this is all you're gonna do now." You can be like,
What?
all right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if you really fuck with the company and you fuck who's above you or who's working with you, you can be like, bet, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's what Russ got to do. Think about it. When you the second option, you're gonna average 25 plus. You feel me? Now he's gonna probably only average 18, 17, 15, something like that. But it's like, it's all about how effective it is. Is it gonna be that 15, 10, and 10, or is it gonna be 15, 6, and 6? Because I'm like, his scoring is going to go down. But at the same time, AD not going to play every game. Bron probably not going to play every game. So it's like there's going to be games where he's going to have 40, 30, 35, 28. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not always going to just be like that. And I just feel like with that type of personnel, you got to just blend it. You know what I'm saying? Because they are older. You know what I'm saying? Things that, you feel me? Dwight's back. Like all this chemistry has to be reestablished. You feel me? The pecking order, you know, they're gonna have to probably have some mental, verbiage spoken out in the air. You feel me? At one point, let everybody kind of know where people feeling and where they at, and then eventually be like, look, either we gonna lock in and get it done because they have the best roster in the league, no matter what nobody tells me. Lakers got the best roster. Bucks probably got the second best roster.
You see his snipers talking that shit real quick. Y'all are seeing me live start to have my allergies start acting up. This shit is killing me. But his snipers is talking and she said, y'all squad, oh man, Lakers squad gonna go fall halfway through the year. By the way, there is one rebuttal I would say against what you said. There's actually a couple I want to say, but real quick, I want to add in. You said LeBron's probably gonna miss a couple games, AD's probably gonna miss a couple games. You cannot put both of their names in the same sentence with talking about injuries. No way they're gonna miss.
I'm not even talking about injuries. I'm talking about rest. Bron took rest games last year.
I don't know. LeBron said this year, I don't believe in limiting my year. I don't believe in playing thinking I'm gonna get injured. I play. So he said he wasn't a supporter of rest games. That's what he said. You calling cap on King James?
I'm just saying he's gonna rest some games, bro. They're gonna play.
And that was to you, Zen. True to you. That was
bro. At the end of the day, people gonna troll our team, bro. But then when shit gets real cracking and you start seeing like real like numbers, like you really seeing Melo off the bench 7 for 9, 5 for 4. 5 for 5 from the 3. You seen Dwight getting a double in 10 minutes. You seeing DeAndre get the same double as a starter. AD's having 30 and 7. Like when stuff like that's starting to happen and we starting to really roll, people gonna be like, oh, they're cheaters. They're gonna start bringing up that 6th all-star stuff. Like right now, it's they're old now.
Can I say something real quick about the DeAndre Jordan pickup? Excellent pickup,
bro. Best thing.
And when I looked at Brooklyn against the Bucks, I think
they needed him.
DeAndre Jordan when they play him in the playoffs
because they don't have that rebounding. Because at the end of the day,
seen James Harden was getting frustrated off that pick and roll. He just wanted to be able to throw it to Claxton.
Blake Griffin
was not responding, and Blake Griffin's too small. Blake Griffin's a 3.
Without his athleticism, he don't have the bounce no more.
He's a 3. That's what I'm saying. Without his athleticism, he's a 3. With his athleticism, he's a 4. He can even play center because he can hop up and grab that thing. With him now, he's just strong. He's strong.
Somebody tried to tell me that DeAndre was washed out. I said, bro, I don't know who you was watching, but he was catching a lot of lobs last year.
If he's washed though, because you have to understand what
he has
used
bounce.
To doing. He's even. He doesn't have the bounce. He does still have bounce. Like his athleticism carried much better than Blake's, also because he was less. He didn't have as many injuries. But and also too, his explosiveness was
different. He's just going straight up and down like Blake Griffin's windmilling. He's doing all types
of shit. Yeah. So we're talking about a different game on the knees, and I'm like, Jordan's not even old. I think he's only like 33, right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, he's jumping just as high as the white still, bro. Like people acting like these dudes aren't still athletic.
But that's what I'm saying. But even then, I'm like, y'all don't understand. Both of these cats. How tall is DeAndre?
6'11".
What's his wingspan? 7'3",
7'4".
7'4".
Yeah,
How tall is Dwight Howard?
6'11",
6'10", 6'11", wingspan 7'3", 7'4". How tall is Blake Griffin?
6'8", 6'9".
And I think that's generous. I think he's 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, so I said 6'8", 6'9". They gonna give him 6'9" in shoes. In shoes, I give him 6'9".
In shoes, they say he's 6'8". Oh, they got him at 6'10".
Nah, he's like 6'9" in shoes for sure.
I would say 6'9", 6'10".
For sure, because I'm like, I seen him
And his
stand next to
wingspan-
Bron, and him and Bron same height. So I'm like, Bron 6'9". So I'm like, they
Okay,
about the same height.
so 6'9". So I'm like,
But that's the worst thing. It's like Bron's not even.
Bron plays 1, 2, and 3.
Exactly.
Griffin plays 5 and 4.
I already know, bro. That's why I was trying to try people the other day.
Giannis,
I was just like,
I'll give him. I feel like I actually don't know if did the Cavs play today.
Yeah, y'all lost to the Grizzlies by like 11.
Chill, bro. I was finna look it up.
Y'all lost 132, 121.
Don't do that to my guy.
Jared Allen went perfect from the field, though. I think he was like 11 for 11. That's y'all future right there.
Oh, don't ever disrespect Sexton like that. What's wrong with you?
You might want to start building around Jared, bro. He's good down there.
Look, this is what happens when you a Cavs fan and you're able to get control of the StreamYard. Here we go, baby. Oh,
man, you gonna show that weak ass.
Look at it, baby. Wasn't watching that joint because I was watching the Bulls. Don't disrespect the Cavs like that. It's snipers. What's wrong with you, man?
He made a smarter choice.
He did not make victory.
He did. He saw his team.
He did not. My team, we played a good team, though. He didn't. We would beat the Detroit Pistons, man. What are you talking about? Don't be disrespectful.
The Grizzlies are, I guess they're AC. They're AC for sure. Okay. They're a good team. Grizzlies aren't trash.
Who we got? We got the Hawks next. We probably going to lose to them, too. Damn, we got a... Why? Do you see our schedule starting off? We had the Hornets.
Y'all got some dogs.
We probably gonna lose to the Hornets. No, we can beat the Hornets. If Sexton comes through, bro, we can beat the Hornets. Hawks, we're gonna lose to. The Nuggets, we're gonna lose to. The Clippers, we have a chance. Lakers, we're gonna lose to. Suns, we're gonna lose to. This ain't fair, man. Then we got the Trailblazers. Then we got the Raptors.
No, y'all gonna beat the Raptors. Raptors weak.
Oh, they're weak.
Raptors weak. Yeah, Siakam's hurt. They weak. Kyle Lowry, all them gone. They weak.
Bro, look at our schedule. Then we got the Nets. We finna start off 2-13, nigga. Oh,
hey, I ain't gonna lie to
up, bro.
I'm
what
not
type of
lie.
schedule is this?
Kevin Love looking old out there, boy.
Bro, we got to get rid of that man.
He looking
Kevin
old
Love,
out
bro,
there.
We got to get rid of that man. Thank you. Colin Sexton is a young dog. See,
I never said he wasn't.
Switches the screens like this. I think the screens look doper this way, but because I'm like, it makes both sides look more HD because it's not like
it's so big.
Like this shit look dope. But Colin Sexton is a dog. You said Jared Allen is our most promising. Like that's disrespectful.
I said
man.
that y'all need to invest into him.
By the way, we put the titles down, but we talk about. You see, we different from the main. That we talk about all the teams, baby. Just like boxing. Whoa. Hey, chill out. My bad. I got crazy energy right now. I'm up. I'm bringing the energy. Salute to the people. Let me know if I'm too loud up in this joint. It's the Cavs, man. What you expect? But I'm like, that don't make no sense. So I'm like, basically, you just setting up teams that you know is gonna go to the playoffs. You know, to have like it's basically like a fighter have it. Like Mikey Garcia was supposed to beat old dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I told you he was losing, didn't I? Didn't we say he was getting pieced up? He was like, no way. I'm like, bro, he looked like he's getting bopped up out here, bro. He talking about he thought he did enough to win the fight. I said, Mikey, you was getting boxed up, my boy.
But he's standing on that. He didn't dispute nothing. He said, I thought I won. I don't understand the judge. I guess the judges saw it different. He was so calm when he said it. I was like, because I watched the interview after. I was like, why were you so calm saying that? Like, did you see when they announced his name? There's a shot where they announced his name and Mikey's like the way he's smiling is hilarious. Like okay.
Okay.
But someone said, I saw a comment. They was like, Mikey got paid off that Earl Spence fight. He been chilling ever since. I'm like, that might be true. Mikey's been known to take long layoffs.
But I don't think that he threw that fight. I think he just got his ass whooped. But I feel like he got paid.
Yeah, I thought he
real
lost
good.
I didn't think he trained right. Real quick, the delay is coming back, so I don't know.
For real? I
Yeah, I
haven't
don't know
even
why.
moved.
Let me see. Wait, hold on. Salute to the people. Yeah, I don't know why. It's acting up. You know, sometimes this shit act up. Salute to the people. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going off of. Mikey Garcia is gone now. Yeah, I don't know why. So, but he said
Yeah,
Mike
you got
Garcia looked
work.
out of shape. He
You
looked. He
got work.
definitely looked out of shape, in my opinion. He didn't look in shape any
Bro,
type
you
of
should
way.
have just watched the fight. I don't know if you watched it, bro. He was really out there getting
I watched the
pieced up.
highlights after, like when I was at work. I watched the highlights when I was
Dude was
bored.
hitting him with that straight left all day. Bang. I'm like, damn, he fucking
I need to
him
get
up.
I need to get my charger. My shit about to die.
Your
Well,
phone?
my phone.
Yeah, I had to put mine on my charger. My thing was on 3%. I said, ooh, Jesus.
I do need to be still rehabbing my leg. I need to put like my heat pad on it or something like that.
Why is Denver really out here working out the sun? Well, they're not working them out, but they beating them though.
What's the score?
68-65.
Well, Denver's healthy. Remember, Denver wasn't healthy
No, they're
last
not.
playoffs.
No.
They're not.
Jamal Murray still hurt.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What type of injury do you have?
ACL.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So he'll be back like mid-season. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate. Hey, yeah. We trying to keep the quality improving. You know what I'm saying? The energy crazy. Always. No, we're gonna keep that up. Let the people see it. That's StreamYard for you, baby.
Hey, but I'm
StreamYard, we
I'm gonna
salute
tell you
you.
this though. Look, so everybody talking about the Lakers. We all establishing that they had the best team in the league. All it is, like, this is my thing. Everybody keeps telling me how it's not gonna work. But what if they figure it out? That's what people's not talking about. And I think that's what it's really about. You feel me? Because I'm like, it's not about how they're playing right now. It's about will they figure it out? And I'm like, it's just too much knowledge and too much veteranism in there for them. I feel like this to fold. Like, you got Melo, Rondo, you got all these dudes that's been battle tested, been in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? They didn't seen it all, did it all. I'm like, at this point, it's like, can y'all figure out the basketball? You feel me? And I'm like, what it's really gonna come down to is I feel like they're gonna have to just have a better type of offense. I feel like they'll have to do like more of a high pick and roll every time type thing. You feel me? And then have just shooters spread out. Cause I'm like, the offense right now, I feel like it's just too cluttered. Like, you need to be having lanes, or you feel me, easing up the paint for either the pick and roll to work, or AD or even Bron or Westbrook to get downhill. Because I feel like it was kind of harder for Westbrook to find out where he could find his spots to get downhill. That's what I was seeing. Because I'm like, he wasn't trying to shoot that three. He just shot it because he's like, I'm too open.
Well, I agree with you to an extent. Like, if I wanted to play devil's advocate, right, I would personally, I would center on the fact of, I feel like a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the Lakers, the player, I feel like they were misplaced, if that makes sense. I feel like there was a lot of, I don't think age is necessarily a big factor. I know it's Sniper said I'm gonna put it up there, but I think it's more so you got a lot of guys who are used to a certain role.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then all of a sudden, in one
It's
year,
changed.
you're asking these guys, and we're not talking about people in a certain role where, hey, you used to be a shooter, I need you to be the defender now. We're talking about dudes who were the leader of their teams,
MVPs.
MVPs,
Taking dudes to the finals, like the
triple
White.
doubles,
Yeah, like
record setting shit. And now we got to be like, hey, I need you to tone it down just a little bit. Like,
it's
at the
you
end of
gonna
the
have to
day,
figure out how you're gonna still benefit the
that's my
team.
word. And I know it took me a minute to get out. Sorry about that.
But that's why I said Russ is the third option. I'm like, I know, bro. I've been the first, and I've been the fourth, I've been the third, I've been the second. So I'm like, I understand where it's like, when you're the third, like I said, that's how I know Westbrook's gonna have those games where he's gonna have 40. People not gonna think that, but I'm like, it's gonna happen just because of how that
of
team
course
is
it
gonna
is.
work.
And he's gonna have triple doubles. There's gonna be not only that. So that's me playing devil's advocate real quick. It's 9%. Age is a big factor, though. Them boys gonna want to rest a lot. They don't get outran by some young ballers, but experience is a good Matt. But real quick, based off of, I don't know why the feedback back, but real quick, based off of what you just said, LeBron, he counterpointed that, and he came out and he said he doesn't want, he doesn't have any plans of, resting or getting worried about an injury. He said he's gonna play as much as he can. So I'm like, I know some people might call cap on that, but LeBron's never known to just sit out games just to do it.
I'm not saying he's gonna just
Westbrook
sit out.
has never done that.
I'm just saying, if he's playing a game and you can kind of see Bron maybe limping a little bit, or he's not looking 100%, you best believe he's gonna catch a couple games and sit out. That's all I'm saying. Like,
No, I'm not, and I'm not countering that. I was more so countering the snipers. What I'm saying, LeBron's not gonna intentionally sit out because I want to rest.
yeah. He's not
He's
gonna do
gonna
the
do it
Kawhi
because
thing where it's like, I just want some,
he's never done that, so he's not gonna change that. Has Westbrook?
no.
He's not going to do that. AD is just AD. Yeah, you need to do that for AD. But I'm like, I disagree with it being age being a factor with these guys because Westbrook and Bron are Iron Men. They don't get injured like that. Westbrook had his stint, Bron had his stint. But these guys play through injuries. They play. So I'm like, so now you're seeing, I'm like, that was me playing devil's advocate in reference to the biggest problem I think is going to be you talking about superstars on their team, even down to Carmelo taking a lesser role. And I know they say, okay, Carmelo's used to a lesser role with Dame in Portland and all that type of stuff. And I know, but it's still a factor. I think he still
started over there though.
So there you go. He was boom. That was wow. I didn't even think about that. So it was still like, okay, I'm the third option on this team. He's not the third option on the Lakers. He's maybe the seventh.
I say he's like the sixth, fifth.
Same shit. It's like, it's not that a motherfucker who started on Portland and then before that was, on OKC, the second option, and then before that he was the guy. Like now I'm the sixth or seventh because I'm with LeBron.
But I feel like Melo like it there though. I could see how he was playing. He was playing like, this is where I want to be.
Rondo made sure he got his looks. That was the only person making sure Melo got his looks.
That's why I'm not worried, bro. Because I'm like, when you have a player that knows, okay, when I get in the game, it's about trying to make everybody touch the ball and feel like, all right, don't be timid. We need, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Rondo's job. That's why I'm like, when Bron get back in the game, Bron know how to do that too. Bron always gonna find the open man. That's been his MO his whole career. So I'm like, I'm not worried at all. I'm like, think about it, bro. We still play like we were really playing weak out there, honestly, and we still only lost by 7. And Warriors played the best. The only one that didn't play that good was Steph.
But that's saying something, right? Because that's their main player. So if Steph plays good, does that mean that's an easier win?
And I feel like that takes but it takes from other guys though. And I just feel like if the other guys
that's not true. Because Steph is the main player. Steph scoring 30, 40 points. That's what they're built for.
But I'm saying they have 51 bench points though. Like they're not gonna keep having that type of production all year. I don't see it.
No, not all year. But also Steph's not gonna play like that all year.
I mean, bro, they're gonna be a good team, bro. I'm not knocking the Warriors at all.
No, they're gonna be a great team. They're gonna be a playoff team. I'm just saying. I'm like, these are like y'all not a good 3-point shooting team. That's a fact. But you guys are a bigger team. But I think in my opinion, I think you want to know what I think is gonna come down to. The same shit it always comes down to. Your boy. If that boy ain't right, I think LeBron and Russell can carry it so far. But you need AD to play well and play healthy. If he doesn't, it's going to be a long road because you guys are built on the back of AD. Let's be real. Y'all are a big man team. Y'all not built on the back of a Westbrook or a LeBron where you're get it and go. Y'all built on we need to slow it down and allow our big men to do what they do because y'all are believing in AD like that. So it runs and goes as AD. If AD's not healthy, I don't see y'all doing nothing because that's how y'all system is built. That's why Frank Vogel is there. Vogel's only used to a big man system. Roy Hibbert, David West, Paul George. Went over to Magic. It was like Vucevic and who was the other power forward? Gordon? Dang?
Aaron Gordon.
Oh, Aaron, yeah, there you go. Vucevic, Gordon, and with the hair, Peyton.
Alfred Payton?
Alfred Payton, yeah.
Yeah, he was there for a little bit.
So I'm like, that's what he's used to. That's the system he's used to running. He's not used to a running gun system that could benefit a LeBron and a Westbrook playing together. So it's gonna be, in my opinion, on the back of that man AD. If he's gonna be able to be healthy and he's gonna be able to perform. If it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen.
What did you think about the Brooklyn and Bucks? Because the Bucks whooped that ass.
Oh, Brooklyn's not as good as people say it is.
But they are. It's just because I'm telling you, and this is what I've been trying to tell people about Kyrie for the longest time. Y'all can say what y'all want, but as a second option and as a scorer, he brings a lot to the team. Cause I'm like, that's somebody you cannot count out, and you're gonna put your best defender on him for the most part.
He
If you're
can't
not putting
guard
him on,
nobody. Chill, bro. As a third option,
what you
it works. When
mean?
he has three greats, when he has two other greats with him, great. It's just, bro, I watched him in Cleveland, man. He ain't do nothing. He looks great. He has great points. He has great highlights. I'm
talking about when you have a squad and you actually have talent on the team.
Bro,
Kyrie
but
brings that dynamic. At the end of the day, when they had Kevin Love,
say a lot when you have James Harden and
you had Kevin Love and LeBron.
That's
I saw
my point.
Kyrie carrying the team with that second load of scoring. That's all I'm saying.
He didn't carry any team.
I said he carried this.
He was second. He was a second load of score. We had to be careful in this rhetoric, in my opinion, because I'm like, he had the second most points, but he definitely did not carry the team. I didn't
say he carried the team.
I watched these games.
You're trying to use the mainstream propaganda from what I said. I never said he carried anything. I said he carried the second load of scoring.
Propaganda.
I'm saying I never said. I said he's carried the second load of scoring. That's exactly what I said. If he don't match LeBron's 41 in game 5, they go home. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's dynamic enough to put the pressure on your team. He can go 8 for 10 from the 3-point line. He can go for 50 points.
Can do that.
No, not when it matters.
Yes, they can. If they have the right, if a lot of guys, Ben Simmons.
Google it, pull it up, please. Show me who's have done that. Ben
Simmons, the guy who's getting slot, because I'm like, you're trying
Ben Simmons 8 for 10 from the 3.
I'm not saying he'll go 8 for. He's not gonna have the same stats, but if he's around the right guys, he's gonna be able to put it.
No, Jimmy Butler was there and they lost. I'm not hearing it.
They went to the
lost.
Conference Finals.
No, they didn't. They lost in the second round. Go look it up.
Bro, that's still good.
No,
bro.
It's not. It's not.
Yes,
it's not
it
good.
is.
When you have Jimmy Butler,
how young was Ben Simmons?
They had Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. I'm not hearing what you're talking about.
You comparing that to LeBron James, bro?
What do you mean?
Is that what you're doing right now?
You're the one brought up Ben Simmons saying if you put him around good dudes that he's going to
Ben Simmons was with LeBron James. Yes, he would be able to get a championship same way. He would be elevated to his most highest level, and they would be in. Yes,
if he was in that, if you flopped Kyrie and put Ben Simmons in that, he does not hit no step back.
They win. They don't hit the step back 3, but I think they win the championship even easier.
Ben's never averaged 20 points in his whole career. How are they gonna win, bro?
He doesn't need to. His other factors are more effective than Kyrie.
To me, bro, it's just you have a bad vendetta towards Kyrie, bro. That's all it sounds like to me. Nobody in this country will ever tell you Ben Simmons
will go. I just remember the Cavs never made the playoffs when Kyrie Irving was our guy.
Bro, the second best player was Deion Waiters, bro, at 14 points a game. What was he supposed to do?
Okay, so you're saying that the people around the particular star player matters when it comes to winning. So why are you all of a sudden discrediting Ben Simmons? Why is it the same thing? If Ben Simmons with LeBron, they would be able to.
What do you mean? He has Joel Embiid. He's not a top 5. He's not a top 10 player in the league.
He is, but they don't match.
That's not my problem.
And it's not my problem. Deion Waiters was the second best player on the team. We didn't get to the playoffs. We also had
What does that have to do about Ben Simmons passing up a dunk? That got nothing to do with nothing, bro. Kyrie's not doing that.
I didn't even know we were talking about passing up a dunk.
That's what you're talking about. Big moments. He's in big moments. He's in big moments. They're the number 1 team in the NBA. They're the number 1 team in the NBA.
Sounds like you have something against Ben Simmons.
No, I'm trying to tell you that Ben Simmons,
Philadelphia fan.
I'm not a fan of Philadelphia, but I can tell you what I saw. What I saw was a man. Oh no, I watched the whole series. What are you talking about? I was putting money on it, so I know I was watching.
Bro, that series, you haven't seen the whole season. I think that's disrespectful, and especially since Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, that's not a good fit. Their styles do not match up. At the end of the day, though, when you coming in that office to work, Kobe and Shaq used to beef. They said, but when we was in playoff mode, me and Shaq we was always on the same page. At the end of the day, if you trying to win, you're going to have to try to get on the same page. To me, I hear immaturity.
That's what you're not giving to Ben Simmons. You talking about he's young. I'm not hearing that. When Bron was 22 years old, he was in the finals. I'm not hearing
the same person. I hate when people do that.
Okay, that's fine. But you're not gonna sit here. But you're not gonna sit here and try to tell me Ben Simmons ready for the moment when he's been in moments, and I haven't seen anything, bro. You can't tell me every
Kyrie
game
is older than Ben Simmons.
Bro, when Kyrie was his age, he wasn't going 0 points in 6 of the 7 games in the fourth quarter. He was not going 0 points.
Watching the game. I was watching the games. Kyrie was barely there for most of the games, and other than that, we wasn't making the playoffs. So when he was Ben Simmons,
he got you a shit, bro. At the end of the day, I don't care. You being really ungrateful.
LeBron
You're very ungrateful. You're very ungrateful.
LeBron got me a shit. Kyrie didn't get me one. I watched those playoffs. I watched all those.
He doesn't make that shot to me. You're not giving credit to that
shot if Bron wasn't there.
I'm not hearing that though. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. When it came time for to make him a shot, who did they go to? So you can't sit here and discredit Kyrie at all when he made the shot. So he clearly knew he couldn't get the shot done. If Bron felt like he wanted to get the shot done or get even a 2, he would have got it, right? Why he have?
I feel like you should have higher IQ when it comes to basketball than that. He's not going to be able to create the same shot himself.
So give Kyrie credit then. Give Kyrie credit then because he got it done. Bro, you haven't given him no credit this whole time, bro. I've been telling you that he's been a good second option. He gonna do good if you give him a chance on a good team with a top tier player, top tier talent.
That. I didn't dispute that. I'm just saying if Ben Simmons was in the same role, they would have the same success. That's all I said. And you had a problem
because he's not. He can't shoot, bro. You're not gonna win any playoff games with not shooting if you're not Shaquille O'Neal, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Google anybody that's even done anything good in the finals that was not shooting any shots.
Y'all didn't shoot good, and y'all won with AD and Dwight. Y'all won because y'all was big men.
What do you mean? Pope was going 3 for 5 from the 3. We was hitting threes. Kuz was hitting.
Y'all was not a 3-point shooting team, bro. Like, come on, man. I feel like you being so capped.
But everybody could shoot though. Who couldn't shoot a shot? Who couldn't shoot?
There's an over delay. If Ben Simmons was on the Lakers, other people could shoot a shot. Ben Simmons couldn't, but they'll have Pope.
Bro, you're not going to win.
If they was on the Cavs, they would have Kevin
Love.
Giannis
was shooting shots in the finals. Giannis was shooting shots. So my point is, if Giannis has to make some shots in the finals, Ben Simmons going to have to make some shots in the finals.
Giannis is the main option on the team. Ben Simmons won't be.
If you put Ben Simmons the main option, bro, he said he wants to be a main option. If you put Ben Simmons on the main option,
not with Bron.
Bro, you keep talking about Bron, so he's not gonna shoot then.
No, I'm saying that was the whole point. That was why I said Kyrie is cool, but I'm just like, don't overhype him. If you put Ben Simmons, you said name somebody who will be able to do the same thing. And I said, if you put Ben Simmons in it,
lock that up, bro. They're gonna just sag off like Draymond Green.
Bro, he was like first team defense like all these years. He was an all-star. It
don't matter if you're not making those shots.
I don't understand that.
You may be a superstar that's been that young and can't shoot. Even Magic Johnson making shots, bro.
Bro, that doesn't matter. He's a superstar. He's a superstar younger than Kyrie, and then also he's been in the playoffs more times than Kyrie.
Magic Johnson came in at 19 years old and hitting hook shots.
Why do you keep moving the goal?
I'm telling you somebody his height that could shoot the ball.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about Kyrie and Ben. You're moving the goalposts. I'm telling you why.
My whole point is that he's not gonna win because he cannot shoot the ball. You still haven't named me a superstar yet. You still haven't named me a superstar yet that can't shoot the ball and won a championship and was a first option.
Dwight Howard
won a championship.
He can't shoot the ball.
He was not the star when they won. I said the star first or second.
Dwight?
He was not the star. He didn't win no shit without Bron. So what are you talking about? He was not no star. Like I said,
he went to the finals.
Yes. So like I said, who won? Nobody but Shaq.
Who was the star and wasn't a shooter?
Yes, but Shaq.
Hakeem, he couldn't shoot threes.
Yes, he could. Go look.
No, he could not shoot threes good.
You want to put money on it?
No, I think
okay.
He probably could. Kareem.
He could shoot mid-range. The sky hook. What do you mean? That's a shot. It's a mid-range shot.
But you said threes.
No, I did not say three. I said can shoot the ball. That's all I've been saying.
Ben Simmons can shoot mid-range.
Bro, show me some clips. Pull it up right now. Be quiet. Pull them up right now.
I'm not finna.
Yeah, because you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong. Go to last season highlights and show me if you still
wait. But you said who's the main player, right?
I said first or second option, bro.
Who's the second option?
I said first or second option that can't shoot and that has won a championship.
Who can't shoot threes?
Can't shoot. You're not listening. Shoot the ball. Mid-range
But Ben
threes.
Simmons can shoot. You tripping, bro. You tripping.
He's not shooting, so he
The
can't shoot.
mid-range game is irrelevant in today's day of age.
See, you making an excuse because when I saw last finals, bro, everybody was shooting mid-range. Chris Paul, Chris Middleton, Devin Booker,
Chris Paul,
Giannis, everybody was shooting mid-range. So that's a negative statement. That's a very false statement because I've seen a lot of mid-range. KD, when they won their championships, a lot of mid-range jumpers was going on.
You talking about?
So to me, you're trying to just sound like
all first options.
It doesn't matter though, because I'm talking about mid. What you mean? Middleton's a second option. He was shooting mid-range jumpers. But Chris Paul's a second option. He was shooting mid-range jumpers. I said Chris Paul's
the first option.
Over Devin Booker, you're sounding drunk again. You're okay. Now I know that you're just talking. You're just talking now. That's the franchise player over there. How could he be the fucking second option?
All right, can I say something?
How could he be the second option?
If Chris Paul is the second option, then what did Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns do before Chris Paul got there?
That has nothing to do with anything, bro.
How?
Because there was 8-0 in the bubble when Chris Paul wasn't there. And if it wasn't for record,
Chris Paul was not part of the Phoenix Suns, and
there was 8-0 in the bubble. There was 8-0 in the bubble. 8-0 in the bubble. That's what he was doing.
Did they ever make the playoffs when Devin
Booker? No, but it doesn't mean he's the first option because he's on the team, bro.
So if Chris Paul is now on the team, if he's the first option because he's making all the decisions, stats don't mean everything. If you watch the game, like, don't be extra,
bro.
If you watch
Devin Booker is the number one option. When they were scoring the ball, who was they going to? D-Book. When the D-Book got ripped at the end, why didn't Chris Paul have the ball? Why didn't he have the ball? If he's the first option, he's not supposed to have the ball. He's supposed to have the ball, right? And then give it to somebody.
You're wrong. The player, the team.
It doesn't matter. Regardless, they both shoot mid-range. It doesn't matter. They both shoot mid-range. So my point is still valid. My point is still valid. It's not moving the goalposts. It doesn't matter who's the number one. You said name the second one. So Devin Booker.
You brought up the number one option.
I said first or two option that went to the finals and won. They didn't even win. So the second option.
You just said Devin Booker was the number one option, and I said no, he's not. And you said I'm wrong, and I just proved why Chris Paul's the number one option. That's why I said that. If
you go online, so if I go online right now, ask any Suns fan who's the number one option, they're gonna tell me Chris Paul.
I don't care what anyone else says. I'm telling you that if you know the game and you watch the game, you know that the true number one option is Chris Paul, because if he wasn't, the Phoenix Suns would have been successful without him.
I disagree. You can have that opinion. I don't believe that he's the first nothing.
I don't want you to agree with me. I'm just telling you my opinion. I have no problem. I'm just clearly stating what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And I'm letting you know that the Phoenix Suns were never as good as they were until Chris Paul came.
So, Phil, you haven't named me a number one or two option that can't shoot threes or shoot ball at all.
The only reason I diverted the conversation was because you did. So all I was doing was responding to that.
Who's the first or second option that can't shoot and won a championship? I'm still waiting.
Who won a chip? Okay.
Still waiting.
Because Golden State Warriors could definitely shoot. Shaq and D-Wade. D-Wade could kind of shoot. D-Wade really couldn't shoot.
But he could shoot mid-range. What do you mean?
Both Shaq and D-Wade couldn't shoot, so I go there. Shaq and Kobe.
What do you mean? I said besides Shaq, though, you can't use Shaq at all. I told you besides Shaq.
How can I not use Shaq? Because Shaq was with two different teams.
I said no Shaq. I said besides
Shaq and D-Wade is two people.
Why aren't you listening? I always said besides Shaq. So
but D-Wade is a different person.
He could shoot mid-range jumpers. All his buckets came at the mid-range. Want to put money on it? Want to put money on it?
I feel the same way about Ben. I saw Ben Simmons. I'll put money on it. I seen Ben Simmons shoot just as good. We look at the field goal percentage. If we look at the all we gotta do is look at the field goal percentage.
It's all layups. All his shots
doesn't matter.
It does matter. I said shooting the ball. Shooting the ball is not layup. Shooting the ball doesn't matter because
Dwayne Wade is not 6'9", so it doesn't matter. We've seen it with Giannis. He hasn't been able to shoot, and he's been able to win. So
Giannis made threes. I can pull up all his stats and I'll show you exactly.
But it's not good. He wasn't shooting good. I remember when he beat the Brooklyn, he shot terrible.
You're saying he's not shooting good. I said you have to be able to shoot to win. I didn't say that's all you have to do.
He can shoot just as good as Giannis.
All right, I'm gonna just pull it up. Hey, everybody, Because he doesn't want to pull up any of Ben
But you're
Simmons
not.
shooting stats.
It's kind of annoying me, like talking with you because you talking so much, and it's like you're not listening to nothing I'm saying. I didn't say
All
he
right, my
shoots as good
bad.
as. Like you
So,
see, you still
but
doing it. I'm not. I didn't finish my point.
Go ahead.
He doesn't shoot as good as Giannis now because we're talking about a younger player. Like this is my whole point. Like how can you compare two different players at a younger stage? Giannis was not able to shoot at Ben Simmons' stage.
Bro, Giannis is only a year
That's a
older.
fact.
Giannis is only a year older than him.
And he wasn't able to shoot. He wasn't able to shoot. Giannis is 27 or 26. He just turned 27.
Bro, Ben's about to be 26.
But he's 25 right now. So if you want to stick with the facts, we'll stick with the facts. Giannis is older than Ben.
Bro, when Giannis won MVP his first
year,
when
Giannis was Ben Simmons, he wasn't shooting. He didn't shoot as good as he shot now. That's what it is. So I'm like, why is it's fun? You talk about me being media, you hopping on the media. It's good to get on the bandwagon of Ben Simmons, but I'm like, he's been an all-team first defensive player multiple times. He's been an all-star multiple times. He's been in the playoffs multiple times. He was in these playoffs younger than the dude you was talking about before. I forgot who it was. You was saying. Who was it? Who was he was comparing him to?
I was talking about Kyrie.
Kyrie, he was in the playoffs younger than Kyrie. He's had more success than Kyrie at a younger age, and that's a fact. So we can't, if we're going to compare the two, let's be realistic in the comparisons. Kyrie's older, his success was older. So why don't we wait until we get to the same point, and now then let's see. But if we're talking about, if we're going to compare them, we can't compare them now. That's not possible because they're at two different stages in their life. If we're going to compare them, let's compare them at the stages they was at. And that's all I'm doing. Bro. And so I think if Ben Simmons the same age as Kyrie when he met up with LeBron, they had the same team, I think they would have just as much success. I think they'd be able to win a chip.
A guy shooting 34% from the free throw line ain't gonna win nothing.
I seen D Wade and Shaq win. You said I can't say Shaq, but it's the same tandem as me, in my opinion.
Bro,
D Wade couldn't shoot that good.
You talking about a one of a kind though?
Shaq is Bron is one of a kind to me. Bron is one of a kind to me. I'm not comparing Shaq to Ben Simmons, so I don't know what you're talking about. Bron is one of a kind to me.
But my whole thing is, my whole point is you can't.
That was an older Shaq as well.
Nonetheless, he still was nasty though. He's still the best big in the league.
So I'm like,
but I'm just saying. But my whole point was, besides Shaquille O'Neal, a one of a kind, nobody's ever gonna be able to win a finals and not be able to have some type of a jump shot, have some type of turnaround, fadeaway, something. Ben doesn't have any of that.
I think he has it.
If he has it, he's not using it. So it's better than not having it.
40 points in the game. How do you average like 17 points a game if you don't have any of this?
Layups, fast break, and ones, free throws.
Bro, I don't watch NBA basketball like that now, but when I've seen games where he's done all of it. So I'm just confused. I feel like
I've never seen Ben Simmons make no three, bro, in no game. And if it was
not a three, but I've seen him do a fadeaway. I seen him do a hook shot
consistently. Though.
I seen him hit a mid range,
but consistently. It's not about doing it once or twice. I'm talking about when your team needs it. When it's in the playoffs,
he's not the first option. He's not the first. We can say the same thing about Joel. When Joel didn't show up, so you putting all the blame on him.
I'm not putting the blame on him. I'm just saying you have to be able to. You can't have 0 point fourth quarters. You can't have 6 of them in a 7-game series. You can't have that, bro. You have to have some type of scoring.
But if he's not the main option, then what's your expectation from him?
If you're the second option, you can still score.
But what if somebody told you you're not the second option?
Then that's that man's prerogative then, bro. I don't know what to tell him. I'm like, you getting $170 million. Who's the first option over you besides Embiid?
So, but if somebody don't believe in you, why should you give a fuck about them?
To me, it's like you making excuses for Ben for not hooping. Because I'm like, you's a hooper. You got to make it happen, regardless what the coach saying.
Nah, man. I'm like, if I already got my money, ain't nobody finna control me. That's how I feel.
Then he never gonna win then. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, you got to sacrifice. Kobe sacrificed, fool, his ego.
You really think Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons finna get a chip? You really think they finna beat?
No, they're not. Ben Simmons not a player anymore.
Boy, that's my point. I'm like, all that. I'd be like, that'd be so cap when people be like, oh, you finna go get a chip. you finna go this.
So
I'm like, bro, let's
where
be
can he go
realistic.
and
Like,
win
that's
then?
all cap.
Where can he go and win? He has to
There's
be
only
around
a few
shooters.
places. There's only a very few places you
Golden
can go
State's
win.
the only way I can see because I'm like, he could just be Draymond 2.0. He
I
can
just
go
be,
do
in my
exactly what
opinion,
Draymond doing.
I feel like when people be too invested or be too hating, they don't be looking at how the shit is. I'm like, bro, like you act like everybody has a chance at winning the chip. That's not how the game goes. There's only a couple places you can go to win the chip, and all them places is filled. So let's be real. Any place that he goes is going to be another. We finna be in the playoffs, second round, third. Like let's not act like all this shit ain't set up for certain. Like I'm like, well, I'm not finna do that. Like I ain't finna get so invested where I'm gonna be down in a man's playing ability that showed how good he is to be like, oh, if he can just go anywhere and now we got a different change of thing. That's not how it go. There's only 2 or 3 teams, maybe 4 that you can go to and have a real legitimate chance at winning the chip. That's just how these professional sport leagues go. So I'm like, the way I look at it is, if he was in the right spot, if he went to one of them teams, I think those teams still have a chance at winning the chip. And if he doesn't, it's going to be like everyone else. We a second round exit, first round exit, Western Eastern Conference, exit. The Bucks have been built up for a minute to beat them dudes. Giannis is that guy. So the Bucks gonna be, so that's my opinion. So
I just feel like Giannis showed that he could score the basketball regardless if he can't shoot. Like Ben hasn't scored over 20 points regardless if he's the first or second
that's
option.
not true. That's not true.
He's never scored over 20 points ever in his career.
Just look up his 40-point game. Hold on, I gotta take a piss.
I said averaging 20 points.
It sounded like you said he never had a 20-point game in his career.
No, he never averaged 20 points.
That doesn't mean anything. He's not the first option. I don't know why we keep it. Giannis and Ben aren't the same person. I don't know why you
Westbrook averaged 20 multiple times and he wasn't the first option.
Westbrook was the first option when he was with KD. Like, come on, bro. That's why KD left.
I guess. He was for sure wasn't the first option with James Harden. Still had 27. What's good with y'all people though, man? We in here. If y'all ain't like to subscribe yet, man, y'all might as well go ahead and do that while y'all at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just checking the score, seeing what's going on. Denver ended up winning. I low-key thought they was going to win too, but something in my soul was like, I don't know though. DeAndre Ayton, man, I wonder how he feels not getting that bag. I wonder if it's going to affect his play, knowing that he didn't get the money he wanted to get. I wonder if they can keep him, man. I wonder if he's going to just settle for the bag that they try to give him, It's going to be interesting, man. Because I'm like, Ayton can help a lot of programs right now, man. I've said programs. A lot of organizations right now, man. He can go out there and really help a lot of organizations, I feel like. It's just, it just depends which one he goes to. And if he might as well stay, though. But at the same time, though, if Chris Paul is not going to be there, they got to replace Chris Paul in a sense. And, that's hard to do because, Chris Paul's a generational talent. But, you know what I'm saying? They got to get a guard because I like Cameron Payne, but I don't think he's a starting guard for that type of team. They need to get like more of a facilitator or like a, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that knows how to run that pick and roll. Because I'm like, Ayton and Chris Paul, money on that pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? And even like D-Book. But I'm like, I feel like D-Book's, that's not going to be that's not his job to be the point. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to go find a new point or, trying to get one in the draft, trade up, something. Try to figure out how to get a point guard to replace Chris Paul. Because once Chris Paul leaves, then I'm like, what is Ayton's purpose there? Because I'm like, I don't think Ayton and D-Book can really win a ship by themselves. Maybe they could prove me wrong. I don't think they could, though. I don't see it happening. It's interesting over there in Boston, though, man. I wonder what they're gonna do with Tatum and Brown, because I'm just like, that duo is like Dame and CJ of the East. They just out there just playing and just like, you feel me? They good, but they just not good enough to really getting your team over the hump. You know what I mean? Their best chance was that year Brown had that bad news Bears Cavs, and they ain't been there since. So interesting what they're gonna do over there in Boston. They really been in rebuilding for a long time, and they just haven't noticed it.
I mean, they've been rebuilding for a long ass time.
But they've been saying they're contenders though. Even when Kyrie was there, but I'm like, man, they was rebuilding then, man. Because I'm just like, I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum were like CJ McCollum and Dame of the East. You know, it's just like they're a good duo, but it's just like when it comes down to them teams, like they just not enough.
Or more so, I think they just the way teams is built right now, it's like that worked back in like 05, 06, maybe even 10.
And they little too. So it's just like they don't got no rebounds. I'm like, I don't understand how everybody try to make it seem like they try to weed out centers or something, you know, like you don't need a big man to win. Like, come on, man. How is that possible?
The Warriors made everybody think you could do like, oh, they did it.
But the championship they won, they had Bogut. People had like Bogut won a first round pick, defensive player.
All they look at is Clay, Steph. They're like, oh, they shot really good. So we shoot really good. And it's like, but I agree with you. I don't
like when we got Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan. Oh, y'all got bigs that can shoot. Y'all weak. I'm like, I thought controlling the board, you control the games. I'm like, that's
how many bigs can shoot though. I feel like that's over exaggerated.
Ain't too many. If they are shooting it, like Brooks probably the best shooting big in
that's
my
what
opinion.
I'm saying, bro.
He the only one that really just stand out there.
Like, who just be letting that thing off like that as a big man? Like
even Embiid don't even shoot like that. Like he'll shoot like maybe 3 a game.
I feel like that's almost the biggest cap when it comes to the league now. They like, oh, centers can shoot now. I'm like, they can shoot the 3, but I'm like, effectively, I'm like, that's a different story.
Like even Porzingis low key weak at the 3, and he's supposed to be a marksman. I'm like, man, his 3 a little, because I'm like, Dirk was a real shooter,
bruh.
Like that was a shooter.
Go
anywhere, bro, slow and all. You like, man, ain't no way that shot is in all net. I'm like, ooh, like bro, when he beat LeBron in 11, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, he was working. Like the shots he was taking and making, I'm like, he really cold. To this day, I haven't seen nobody that big and that agile and skilled, man.
Man, let me see. I'm trying to think. Well, you got it. You can't.
Oh, Joker, yeah. I guess, but like Joker's
no, you got to say Giannis though. Like you can't.
I'm talking about shooting wise. That fade, one leg fade.
Oh, shooting wise.
Yeah, I'm talking about as far as just
as
like
big.
How he just post you up and just lean into your body. Like, bro, I never seen it get blocked.
I guess it's disrespectful. You got to say KD, but it's not the same position.
Yeah,
but
like KD, I see him a wing player.
That's what it well, can I say something? I know this might be disrespectful. Do you think KD looks a little bit like, hey man, well, damn, we're getting older. When you watch that Bucks game, or no? Was that just me?
It's just to me, bro. I think he's fooling himself. I think he thought like, yeah, James is a great player and all that. And like, you know, when we was in OKC, we was young, we grown now and all that.
Got a little, was it spoiled with the Warriors? Maybe is that what you implying?
I just think that, you know what I'm saying? He's thinking, okay, we're older now. James is older. Like, this is where he wants to be. I see what he's doing over there with the Warriors. I played against him. He's a warrior, you feel me? But I'm thinking like, when you played against that nigga, he was having the ball in his hands the whole time. And it was like, they relied on him to get them buckets. I'm like, now it's like they rely on you to get those buckets. So I'm like, James's game is more cancerous in my opinion. I always say it, like, if you're going to be a star player, you have to have some type of mid-range game, in my opinion, bro.
Can I say something that people might not like? Because I love James Harden, right? But can I say something people might not like? I think James Harden been fiending to play with somebody like Kevin Durant his whole career.
I mean, he's played with him already, but I'm just
no, not in his young career. Excuse me, because I said his whole career. I think in his latter after the couple of first round exits he had in Houston, especially with Kevin McHale, how much Kevin McHale demanded from him. And you know, I personally think James Harden doesn't like a coach who's too demanding. He likes a coach who lets him do his thing. That's my personal opinion. But I think after those first round exits, the heat he got, I think he's been praying to play with someone like Kevin Durant. And I think that's why we seen him, in my opinion, when it comes to him switching his game up. I don't think that was something that helped the team. I think that's something for himself. That's my opinion. So
I'm just like, and I don't think Steve Nash is just the right coach over there, bro. I'm just like,
He
Like,
lets them
man,
do whatever they want,
but
bro.
see, this is why, and this is when, like, you feel me? I'm sorry, I gotta just point it out. I don't know if this is gonna mess up the algorithm. This is when racism comes into play to me, because I'm like, they try to do the same shit they did with Steve Kerr with Brooklyn. They're like, okay, we can just bring in a player that's been and 2-time MVP, all this, play with around great players. We're gonna just put them into this, and then they're gonna just be successful. But I'm just like, bro, Steph Curry is different from Kyrie. Like, their games are just different. Like, one is so predicated off the
Absolutely.
three, and the other one is just gonna just do what he does off instinct.
Also, Steph is very, very. I know people don't like to say it, but it's just true when it comes to games. Steph does not mind taking a back seat. He
But
doesn't.
he also doesn't mind moving without the ball. He doesn't mind not
He can
having the
shoot off
ball a
the
couple
dribble.
times. He can go 10 possessions and not have the ball because he
Steph can
knows.
carry a team himself to the playoffs. Kyrie can't. It's just not proven. Okay, I know it's gonna make people mad, but
But
it's
you
just
know
not
why
proven.
though? Is because I feel like how Steph plays is a winning. Like, Kyrie's more of that. If you go to the Rucker, he gonna make the Rucker go crazy. You feel me? Not saying Steph won't, but I'm just like, people gonna be like, yo, Kai was on some shit. You feel me? Like, that's the type of player Kyrie is. But it's like, with that, those dynamic plays, if they don't connect, it kind of hurt morale, because it's like, ooh, that's a tough shot. Like, damn, he missed it. Like, oh, damn, he take another
Kyrie
tough
and
shot.
James they're very similar players, bro.
But I'm like, at least Kyrie shoots mid-range jumpers. I'm like, I haven't seen, like, you was talking about Dwayne Wade, but I'm like, at least he had a mid-range jumper,
I
step
know. I
back,
was just
bank shots.
making. I
No,
know. I was
no,
making
I
an
know what
argument.
I'm just saying that, like, as far as just being able to have that mid-range jumper, a lot of people say it's dead, but it's like Chris Middleton showed me it's not dead, because I'm like, when they
It's
needed big
not.
buckets,
There's no play.
he was coming in there making those mid-range shots.
There's no play that's There's no play effective in the game of basketball that's dead. But a majority of the basketball game, it's not going to be effective because that's not how the team is going to be playing when it comes to the NBA. It's not going to be suggestive to a mid range. The Bucks, it works because you have a guy like I have Giannis on the team. I have Chris on the team. You have to make that effective in the game plan. So it's going to work off those two type of players. But in most systems, the mid-range jumper is not going to be as respected.
But think
They're going
about
to say,
even
why didn't you take a step back and shoot the three?
But think about even the Raptors, though. Why did they win? Because Kawhi was tearing the mid-range up. I'm just saying that mid-range is what opens up everything else, because it's like, you can't just overplay me on the three, because if you overplay me on the three, I'm going to just go by and either go to the rim and dunk it, or I'm going to just get to my sweet spot, elevate, and cash. So I'm saying, look at every team that's won in the past 5 years. They all had an elite mid-range assassin.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, in principle, when you talk
No,
about
no,
the
no, no. I know what
majority,
you're talking about. When you talking about main organization, it's all just get the three and shoot it. If you're on the fast break,
exactly.
instead of take the
You're
layup,
right.
get
I
out
agree
for the
with you. You
three.
need to work on your mid range can be very effective, but I'm saying
Because it's like, sometimes when your three is off, you know what I'm saying? Like Tatum today, he went 2 for 15 from the three. I think, like, dang, bro, if you cut
but
half those threes down, y'all
But see,
probably could have won.
that's supporting my point. That's a crazy statistic. You wouldn't get on Ben Simmons for that. That's why I'm like, Ben Simmons, his more thing, let it rock, let it rip. Because if you can
Look,
score real quick, if you can score 40 points doing just layups, hooks, mid-range, not even really mid-range, more so layups, then nigga, there's no point for you to be shy to shoot the three. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, and he's still young. I'm like, he's only 25 years old. I'm like,
but I'm like,
yeah.
Ben Simmons. I'm like, Lonzo just is younger than him, and I'm like,
And Lonzo
Lonzo
ain't
shoot the
doing what
ball.
Ben ain't doing. So I hate
He's
when people make
not.
that
He's
comparison.
not. But
I
I'm
hate
saying,
that.
I'm
I
talking
hate
about as
that. They
far
are
as
not
being
that's
able.
it's not even
But I'm
close.
talking about as far as just being able to shoot. I'm like, Zoe had confidence
You
problems, but when
can't
you see his whole career, he shot
you
over 40% from the
but
three.
you can't make that comparison because Lonzo is not the player Ben Simmons is. That's just a fact. Like, do not do that. I'm okay when you was making the comparison of like who's the second best player, the first best player, because that's the type of player is. Lonzo is not that player.
Nah, he ain't ever gonna be no first, second, nothing ever.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm like. Lonzo can have that confidence to shoot the three because it's not as big of a deal if he missed that joint. If Ben Simmons come up and pull an air ball for how he the type of player he is, that's going to hit him a lot. So he's just going to have to gain that confidence. He's going to gain that as he gets older. Like, watch, I'm telling you, he's not going to trip that much off of losses or misses and all that type of stuff. Everybody ain't built the same. That's just how it go. But he's been effective I'm just saying he's been effective for how he's been playing.
He's for sure good. I've never sit here and ever said he wasn't a superstar or could be a superstar. My point was he cannot win if he does not be able to shoot the basketball. That's all I'm saying. If he can't keep a defense honest enough, I'm like, think about it. James Harden shoot that motherfucker a lot, but in the playoffs, that step back ain't as percolating because they like, well, we gonna just double you and we gonna make you have to do something else. But if he had a mid-range jumper, he could just. But I'm saying if he had a mid-range jumper, he could just blow by his defender, stop on a dime, pull up cash. That's all KD do when they overplay him.
But you know you can't make it. They're different players.
But James used to shoot the mid-range though back in the day though. I used to see it.
I know, but remember but you also have to respect who you're playing with. If James is more focused on shooting the mid-range jumper, I'm clogging the game of KD because KD a lot of times loves to come around that pick. And he loves to either catch it on that three, do that one dribble, get to that mid range, or he loves to catch around. So it's like if I'm being too predicated on hitting that mid range jumper, I'm gonna be taking away what KD does. So it's still it's not necessarily him saying I don't want to do it. It is him being like that's you, KD, but it's also a little bit being lazy. I know. It's also being like I don't gotta do that. No
Kyrie's not playing, so you can't say I'm gonna take him. Come like KD can go ghost. I've seen it. KD go ghost quick.
It's great.
You know what I'm saying?
What I noticed that a lot in that game. And that's I was like, whoa, it's almost
he
like
he can go ghost, but he
got good stats. I was like, he had good stats, but I was like,
he can go because it's like
he wasn't even out.
He can get 2-3 buckets easy. Come down, hit a three right now. Come
almost
down, go by lay, and then he'll just hit a pull up. So it's like
that's
the seven
Bucks,
right
if
there.
You want me to be real with you, it looked like I was like for the first time I was like, you might want to hit the weights a little bit, KD. I know you're a little older, but you didn't look like you was 7 feet out there, bro.
I think KD gonna be fine. I'm telling you, bro.
His game's fine, but I'm like, when you start getting rough with him, it's especially now. It's just a little bit different. I'd be like, I'm
telling you, man. I'm like James Harden.
I know it's the first game.
I know you're saying he's clogging, but I'm like, it doesn't matter because when James works, he ain't gonna pass the ball regardless. If he's going one-on-one, he gonna score. You know what I'm saying? If he's gonna step back, he's not gonna like kick it out. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if he's gonna work, he might as well blow by, get to his sweet spot, step back, and pull up the cash. Like I'm not trying to
focus on that pick and roll. I'm like, bro, that's not. I'm like, I know you want to, and maybe it may work later. Maybe trying to get him comfortable with it, but I'm like, you acting like Claxton is just.
He's not a live threat like that, bro. Like he's just not. That's not the player he is. Claxton's like a cleanup type guy. He's a guy.
Harden's going to try and get somebody in there. That's why I think about what he did to Dwight. That's why he got Clint Capella in there. That's why he loves that. Harden loves that pick and roll, and he can just throw it up to the dude.
But that's why I don't understand when they was in the playoffs last year why DJ wasn't playing at all, bro. He didn't play not 1 minute.
That's his choice.
That's what I'm saying. Though when you're going against the Bucks. You need somebody to rebound. You got Giannis out here
believe in Claxton for some reason, man. They really believe in Claxton. He's good on 2K, but I'm just like, y'all extra with Claxton.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying like I'm the craziest mind ever, but I'm like, I just be feeling like, come on, coach. Like, are you really not going to play him because he's a little older, bro? Like
that's
we talking about
like.
But I'm like,
remember what I told you? Darren told me he was there's 2 types of discrimination. He's like, you discriminating? Oh, I'm not talking about the rate. No, I'm younger than him. I thought you was talking about the age. It looked like some age discrimination, in my opinion. But like, oh, he older. I ain't finna play him.
But it's just crazy to me because I'm like, the whole season he was catching lobs for him, getting rebounds. He was put back and he was beating on stuff. I'm like, DeAndre looking good for them. Like, I was low key nervous. Like, yo, they looking like real good. And that's when they got LA. I'm like, dang, that's really unfair. But then when they let him go, I'm like, and then we got him because they said he couldn't guard the pick and roll. I said, what? He guarded his whole career with the Clippers. What did you mean he don't know how to guard the pick and roll?
No. The Brooklyn Nets have a team that can't guard the pick and roll.
They said that Griffin, DJ couldn't guard it though.
No,
they said that
all of them can't. I'm like, they be talking about the age of the Brooklyn Nets, and I'd be like, man, bro, do y'all see like LA? Well, maybe when y'all get Paul Millsap, maybe that's gonna help. But I'm like, that defense looks shaky, bro. Because Harden ain't guarding nobody, man.
Patty not neither. Patty ain't no locker. Like, come on, man.
Patty be chilling on defense.
LA not gonna lock up.
LA never been a lock. Blake Griffin never been a lockup man, and then y'all got him big locks, big.
Bro, DeAndre Jordan used to average 2.6 blocks a game, bro. Like he used to be a defensive first team all defense. Like, bro, did you see him last night, bro? Him and Dwight out there flying, bro, trying to beat on shit. So I'm like, bro, they're eventually.
Man, Westbrook screwed you out of a dub, man.
He did. He was playing weak, but I'm like, I get it though.
Wow,
but I get it though, bro. Because I'm like, I think he low key just was nervous, bro. Like he like, damn, I can't believe I'm really playing for the Lakers with all this talent. I got Bron. Like, you feel me? I feel like he was just in the moment. He wasn't trying to mess up, and that's what made him mess up. I feel like he's always best when he's not thinking. He's just
You
out there
comfortable
blinking
with
now.
that when you're on the chip, when it's the biggest moments of his life?
Nah, when it's ship time, it's gonna be different. And worst case coming to worst, bro, Rondo get up in there and get to playing
That's what I'm
more.
saying. I'm like at the worst
I'm
case
not
come,
even
and
worried.
so I'm like, fuck all the devil's advocate, fuck all the arguing me. If you want me to be real, like I trust in the Lakers simply because I'm always, y'all see the jersey in the back, you know what I'm saying? That's, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I was in high school when I got that. Salute to Cody. I remember that nigga sold it to me for like $75. But I set this shit up for lunch money and I bought that thing. But I believe in Bron. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in Rondo. I think they're gonna do the right thing. And a lot of people talking shit about Westbrook, but I believe in Westbrook. I've always been a Westbrook fan. I'm always gonna stand by Westbrook. Westbrook's done some amazing things. And I think, like all players, like how the NBA is built, you gotta have the right people around you, gotta be on the right team. Look, Lakers are looking to be the favorite. They got a lot of flaws, but you know what I'm saying? I think none of the flaws really matter when you got Bron. That's my opinion. I'm being biased. Y'all see, I'm being biased. Y'all know I'm being biased because y'all see the
But
background. So I'm being
I'm not
biased.
even a big Bron fan. You know who my guy is. So I'm like,
I
I
know.
know though, my guy had a lot of battles with Bron. And I just know, like, if
That's a
anybody
different
gonna
era, man. We talking that should be a new thing we do. We should do podcasts where we just looking at the old games, nigga, and we just talk about it. Like,
but even though it's a
that would be
different
dope.
era, that's the era Bron's from. And I'm talking
That's
about,
what
like,
I'm
think
saying.
about it.
Yeah.
Only reason Bron and them, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not trying to put no smut on 80 name talking about he faking injuries. But to me, bro, I think either he had a grown
I
injury.
hate that. I be for the players. I be hating that shit.
I'm just
I be
like,
hating that shit.
some
I
just was
never
off
believe
to
that.
me,
Shit be
man. He
serious.
went up and he just got hurt. I'm just like, I just feel like they just knew last year. Come, just like the fact they didn't get all those pieces, like they let Rondo, everybody go, and all of a sudden they got him back this year. So to me, I'm like, I feel like it was all strategic, in my opinion. So I'm like, I feel like Bron's not gonna have all Melo. He's not gonna call up Melo this late in his career.
Go ahead. That's so disrespectful, bro.
I'm telling you,
can't
bro.
say that.
Bro, you said it's a business. You
can't
said there's
say
only
that.
certain organizations that have a chance
Fair
to
enough.
go.
Fair point.
My
Fair
own
point.
thing is that they have the money.
They
They're
knew
the third.
beforehand.
They have the third richest organization or second richest organization in the NBA. No, it's third. Actually, the Warriors is number 2 now. They have the third. Yeah, the Warriors is 6.6 billion. Lakers is like 6 billion, and then I think the New York Knicks is 7.2.
Knicks, yeah, that makes sense. Wow. No, look.
I'm just saying, like, bro, the fact that because I don't know if you saw the $1 million worth of game interview with Carmelo. I watched that whole joint just because I wanted to hear Carmelo, but he was just saying, like, look, like it was really this serious this time because like he didn't call me on no BS. He was like, Melo, this is some serious talk. Like we need to talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I need you. Like he was like, this wasn't different. Like this wasn't like times before when he called me. Like he was really serious. He was like, I need you. I'm like, all right, nigga, like that's all I needed to know. I'm like, nigga, we all know you the GM, nigga. So I was just waiting on you to call me.
No. See, because I'm like, that's cool talking to homie. What's up with this shit? Sound good, but I'm like, nigga, shit got to be good when it's actually happening. Like, okay, look, I know a lot of people say, Frank Vogel's a puppet, all that type of shit, but he's still going to. By the way, the delay coming up, I don't know why, but he's still going to make certain decisions when it comes to the rotations. I'm not a fan of the rotation of necessarily being Carmelo Anthony, Rondo, Bron, AD. Like if I was Frank, that delay crazy. See what's popping with that. But I'm like, if I was Frank, what I would really be focusing on is being able to put Carmelo. Now we good. It sound good. We good. Now, but by putting Carmelo in a situation where he can get his shit off, he don't got to be in the game with AD or Bron. Carmelo and AD playing the pick and roll. You got Dwight Howard at the center. You can add in whoever you want to add in. Let Carmelo get his shit because I'm like, if you're not playing him at the center, I think that would help him with blending in because I'm like, you got to kind of treat him like a J.R. Smith type of situation. I'm not saying he's on that level. Carmelo way better. That's not what I'm saying. But
But I understand. So
when
like
you
you
get a
gotta let
chill.
him get going. So even if in the fourth quarter you like we gonna keep him in, now he just ready to sit there and ready for
Like,
that
I'm
three from
ready, boy.
Bron.
Like, nigga, I already got 18, nigga. I'm just ready to add to it. You feel me? You
Yeah,
can't
you
let
feel
him be
me?
like, man, I only got 9. I gotta get something. No, you gotta let him. Like, all right, I'm gonna push you in Rondo. Y'all play the pick and roll. Y'all, you do your thing. Now I
Because
gotta
Rondo will
trust
get
you.
him
I
the
gotta see it.
ball.
Rondo will get him. You seen that in the first game. He was. If you really watched that, he was the one dude. He was really looking for Melo on spots.
But
So I'm
that's why
like,
I'm not worried, bro. Because I'm like, you have enough to off balance everything that could be wrong. Like, say Westbrook needed. You see, Bron's gonna take over Westbrook. That's his challenge. That's his guy. So when it comes to Melo, I feel like that's Rondo's task. And then when it comes to AD, I think that's just the whole team. I think the whole team just like AD, you the
so
god.
there's my dilemma. Because I'm like, see, now that's where I'm gonna agree with you. Like in this particular, it's interesting because like okay, how you gonna disagree with him saying Devin Booker, number one, I said Chris Paul, but LeBron, AD. I think the reason why is because I don't think Phoenix is necessarily built around Booker. I think it's more so built around where Chris Paul can be successful, even though there's been players that's been there beforehand. That's just my opinion. But I think in the essence of the Lakers, they're built around for AD to be successful. AD does not like playing the 5. So
He looked
they
better at
have
that 4. That's why getting
he
DJ and
does.
Dwight was
I
better
agree.
to me because
I
I'm
agree.
like,
I agree.
he looked
But
way
that's
better. He was fluent. Because he don't like that
but
physicality at that 5. He don't like bumping and grinding with the. He
and
like
he's
this
a
is.
little bit frail, just a little bit. But you know he knows his body, so you can't be mad at that. But I'm like, but the fact that they are catering to that, where Bron always has shooters around him. Bron always had shooters. He was just arguing. Now I'm using your point against you, which makes still my point a little bit unvalid. It is what it is. But Kyrie, he didn't have Ben Simmons, but he had Kyrie because Kyrie could shoot that thing. Bron is now in a position where he doesn't have shooters around him. Now he has some shooters, but not to the level where you're saying this. You saying the second player always got to have a shot. Now, in this essence, LeBron's technically the second player. Like AD's the first.
And then they both got shots.
They do. But AD's problem is not his game. What is AD's problem, nigga?
Bro, get off that man head, bro. He gonna be better.
No. What is his problem? Let's
He's
just be
gonna be
real.
better. He's gonna play
Let's just
70 plus
real.
games. He's gonna play 70 plus games this year. He's gonna show you a lot.
Now that I'll bet on.
He's gonna show you a lot.
70 plus?
65 minimum.
No, you said
65 minimum. We're gonna go 65 minimum. 65. Oh, see that. See, you know he's gonna play 65. 65.
I might take that one too.
65.
Season.
Yeah, 65. He's gonna play 65 games this year. I promise you. Plus,
I don't think so.
Oh
I think he's gonna play around 52.
oh my god,
That's my opinion. I think he's gonna play around.
You
52.
really disrespect. You talking about disrespecting the players, man. You disrespecting AD, man. He's not gonna come out here.
The max I think he's gonna play is 58. That's my opinion.
Bro, he's playing 65 plus games. You gonna watch and see.
I don't think he's at 60.
You're crazy, bro.
I don't think he's at 60.
You're crazy, bro.
I think
You're
the
a
Lakers
hater.
were smart.
You're just a hater.
No. If I think the Lakers were smart, they know that they have a good enough team. They know they have, they can rest him. He doesn't need to play that. 50 to 58 is 80's range. You need him to be ready coming to that playoff. You don't need to play him 60 plus. If they play him 60 plus, y'all screwed for the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now, because he will not be healthy through the playoffs.
Yeah, all disrespectful, man. AD is gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
So how many games do you think he's gonna play this year?
I just told you 65 plus.
No, give me a number.
65 plus.
I like how you lowered that thing. I don't think he's gonna hit 60. I think we're looking at 50 to 58. If you smart, Frank Vogel's smart, you're going 50 to 58. That's my opinion.
I think he's gonna show you everybody that he's not Mr. Glass, and he's gonna come out because I'm like he's gonna have more of that. You feel me? Grit grime. Like think about everybody on his team, bro. They all from the grit grime era, bro. Rondo.
He doesn't have as much
Dwight.
of a load on him.
I'm just saying you got Rondo, Dwight, DeAndre Jordan, Bron, Westbrook. They all was in the grit grime era.
I say this real quick. The one dilemma of having Anthony and Rondo, now I'm thinking about it. Carmelo Anthony and Rondo is not having the Davis and Rondo factor. So you might have to play Davis, Rondo, Anthony a lot to let Rondo be able to
Because
Let's be
Rondo
clear.
fine AD, I'm telling you, that lob connection is damn near almost 100%, bro. He
It's
throw
different.
that thing up, he catch it every time on the money.
I think Frank's gonna have to take chance. It's the delay again. I don't know why the delay happened, but I'm like Frank's gonna have to be like smart in the sense of, I think in the beginning of the game, a little bit later in the games, like okay, we got Rondo and Davis. They've been connected because Rondo and Davis been connecting since DeMarcus Cousins, Davis, and Rondo on the Pelicans. So I'm like, Rondo's always gonna find a position for Davis. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'll be good for Melo to be there. And then I think they should have LeBron, and Westbrook playing together with DJ. And I think Dwight should play with the AD.
Well, they was kind of showing that a little bit
Rondo,
yesterday with Rondo, Melo.
Carmelo.
They still had a Bron on the floor though when they had all of them in there.
That's why I don't think Bron need to be on the floor. But I think it's the first game, so Bron's probably like.
I think Frank. I give this to Frank though. I'm like, I give him at least 15 to 20 games. I'm like, it is gonna be interesting how to, because I'm like, you still have talent in certain guys not playing. So I'm like, he's gonna have to incorporate Trevor Ariza.
People's gonna talk all they want about Frank, but Frank's gonna be able to do the most with this line.
And Jason Kidd is gone, huh? Dang, who's our assistants? Phil Hardy?
Alvin Gentry, I think is still. Excuse me, not Alvin Gentry, brother. They gonna roast me back. Brother, the Memphis Lionel Hollins.
Oh, okay. So we have a Phil. You crazy them boys, Alvin Gentry.
No, my bad, yo.
And then isn't it Phil Hardy? I think that's another assistant.
Yeah. But let me say real quick. I forgot my point. My bad, y'all. So good people. I forgot my point, man. It was gonna be a good point.
But yeah, man, NBA season's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna write the Nets off. I'm just
my bad to interrupt you. This was my point. Frankie Vogel, the reason why I do believe him as a coach is because I've said this before on the live. This is his coaching style. This is his coaching system. This is what he's used to. He's always used to having, two big men and then having a star on the outside. So he's gonna be able to make it work. This system is not only centered around Anthony Davis, it's centered around Vogel's coaching style as well. So people want to say what they want about LeBron, but if you know the game, if you watch the game, at the I watched LeBron for a long time. Y'all see it. He has shooters around him at all times. He hasn't had shooters around him since he's went to LA. It is what it is.
I would say he has shooters, but they wasn't at the level that he's had them. I'll say that because I'm like, Caruso was technically a shooter. He shot 40%. Pope shot 38% or 37%. Like those dudes they're gonna call those guys done.
You would compare those guys to
I'm not trying to compare
Mike
them.
Miller.
I said he's not. They're not
Mario Chalmers.
I said they're not the best shooters he's ever played with. But I'm saying that
it's not on the same. I'm not saying he didn't have a shooter, but it's not like what he's used to. Like
he didn't have chops. No, he didn't have no chops.
Is niggas with chops.
Like
niggas
I think
Ray Allen.
I think we have chops on the team though. Like Malik Monk got a chop to me. Carmelo has a chop. Bron can shoot
to a sense, but it's built around y'all can
AD
dominate
though,
on the inside. It's built around AD. Yeah.
It's gonna work though. Cause I'm not gonna lie. I think it can. I think DeAndre Jordan and Dwight low-key was even trying to figure out what do I kind of gotta be to let AD be successful. You feel me? Cause I'm like, I think second chance points is gonna be our best friend, in my opinion.
I think the defense is gonna be your best friend.
Cause I feel like everybody can switch.
You guys have a lot of options. I think y'all have a lot of options because I think if he gets the rotation right, there's going to be options where when Bron's not in the game, y'all can have some pretty cool shit going on. You know what I'm saying?
And Bron can probably just only play 20 minutes. Like, all right.
He's not going to want that. Hell no. You couldn't do that, but
you know what I'm saying, though. Like
on the right games, though.
They could be blowing teams out and where it's like, Bron, you don't even need to get back in the game, bro. Like, it's over. Let these young bucks get in here and get some run. Cause I'm like, I feel like our bench is good, bro. Like, I don't think our bench is weak at all. And it's probably one of our best benches we've had probably since when Kobe was playing, bro. No cap.
I agree. Y'all stacked, but I still believe it all comes down to Anthony Davis.
All I know is the Brooklyn Nets better hope Kyrie Irving get that shot because without Kyrie, they have no absolute chance to beat the Bucks. None at all.
I think with Kyrie, they still don't beat him.
I think they can beat him with Kyrie just because I feel like Kyrie he's gonna outdo Drew, in my opinion.
But I don't think it's about outdo. I think he's gonna throw off the chemistry. I think they just haven't played together enough. I think
That's what
They're
I'm
not
saying.
gonna
That's what I
go together.
said. They better hope he get it soon so they can
Okay,
build
so
it
they
up.
can
Because
do
I'm like,
that.
if they
Yeah,
played
if
enough
they do
games,
that, then
bro,
yeah. But
yeah,
I
that's what
just
I'm
don't think
saying.
that's
But if
gonna
he just
happen,
gets
bro.
inserted, maybe like playoff time, then
I
I'm
feel
like,
like that. I'm like, it's the NBA. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. All of a sudden, it's gonna be like Kyrie got the shot. Playoffs. Woo! Brooklyn has a chance. I'm
I
like,
don't
man,
think
get
he's
this
gonna
shit
get
out
it
my
though,
face.
bro. I low key think he gonna really just sit the year, bro. I
If he
really
does that, I
do.
respect him, man. And you know how I feel about Kyrie, bro.
I'll
I
just say
respect him.
this. I'll say this about Kyrie. I respect it just because I just feel like he said he was the voice for the voiceless, and a lot of people got on him when he was saying that. I'm like, I don't think he was saying that trying to make himself bigger. I think he was just saying like, there's a lot of people in my position that have to either face over money or their own belief about their own body and what they, because some people have religions where they like, I don't put certain things in my body, or I don't like certain things touching my body. I use herbs or something to get better. I won't even use sick medicine to get better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Kyrie seems like he's one of those people that are invested and dived into some type of things that he goes about putting in his body, and he's like, I don't believe in maybe vaccines.
And that's why, like, for me, it's like, it's not even like, because I'm like, he says he's the voice for the voiceless. That's cool. You have it, have a tag. Like, you ain't a voice for me, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a voiceless brother, but you're not a voice for me. But what I respect is that you stand on something you believe in. And like, I respect that at the level you at. A lot of people, they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that's how you feel and that's what you stand on and you're willing to lose money because of it, that's a very respectable thing, because a lot of people will not do that. You see Ben Simmons, and like, he like, man, I'm losing a mill over some shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want me to be real on that situation, I think, me personally, I think it's bullshit. I'm like, man, you getting paid too much money to be crying about some shit. Go in, do your work, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? People do that on a regular basis, and they're getting paid a lot less than you. Where they're dealing with shit and they ain't got no choice but to go in if they want to be able to pay their bills. Like, that's a different story. But
But it's crazy you
play
say that.
devil's advocate. But
It's crazy you
I
said
respect
that.
that.
Because because I'm like, this whole time I've been going about you about Ben Simmons, but I only was doing that because I'm like, somebody had to take that approach. But I'm like, I agree with what Gilbert was saying though, because he had made a point. He was like, look, I just think right now Philly did Ben Simmons wrong, because I'm like, Ben never came out, well, at least what I could find, nothing that he ever said bad about the organization. He said
That's the thing.
people came out to Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers, and he asked Doc Rivers, do you see Ben Simmons being a championship point guard on the team? And he said he didn't know.
Exactly.
So he's like, now you expect the guy to end up going back to an environment where you basically said, we don't want you. Y'all try to trade him and y'all couldn't get what y'all wanted. Now it's like, okay, he's like, and this is the best example I can give. It's like, you got your bride, right? She trying to divorce you. And she go to the judge. She said, I want half of everything. Judge come back and said, I'll give you 5%. That's all you gonna give me? I'm gonna stay with him, Judge. Matter of fact, we gonna just work this out. I'm gonna just go back to him. I don't want the divorce no more. He's like, what? Hold on. You just said you didn't want me, and now that you didn't get what you want, now you want me again? He said that's kind of like what Ben Simmons is like.
Let me even add this. Let me even add that to that. Even make it even worse. Think about that wife. Think you had a wife before that, and you thought that was everything for you, and then someone else comes in and snatches that wife. Said, "Nah, that's not for you. Get used to this one." You remember Brett Brown? He was everything for Philly. That's your wife right there. Now Doc Rivers come in. Oh, this is my wife for 1 year, and now I'm confused. She the best wife I ever had. Pause, but from the resume, he's the best coach they ever had. And this nigga already talking shit about me. Wait, hold up. So I'm like thinking about put that in the aspect as well.
I mean, because Brett Brown never came out and said nothing disrespectful about Ben.
So he always felt wanted. He always felt wanted by the organization. All of a sudden, we get this new broad that come in. And this nigga, like, I don't know this nigga that want. So I don't know if this is a different type of motivation. I don't know what this is, but I ain't fucking with this. So it's like, I understand that aspect, but I also understand the aspect of people looking at him being like, nigga, like, people deal with that every day, and they paying way less than you. They go on a job and they don't know if a motherfucker still wants you at a job. They don't know if they fuck with you. You working with someone you don't like. You working with someone you had a dispute with. It's all part of the game. So a lot of people be like, man, suck that shit up. And it's like, that's why you gotta respect the standpoint of Kyrie, because it's a different standpoint. He's standing on something where he's like, look, you saying, okay, I can't get paid, I can't do this, I can't do that. I ain't finna just come back and I'm make everybody uncomfortable and act like I want to be here, but I don't want to be here. No, I'm gonna really stand on my shit. Or I'm gonna be there. So it's like, you gotta respect that, regardless if you don't respect his viewpoint, you don't agree with that. He's standing on what he believes in. And you know how I feel about Kyrie, bro.
But I think that's an important. I think if anything, for even just us black men, I feel like that's a good thing to show, because it's like you said, a lot of us won't stand on something that you believe in, especially in the moment, because you feel like I'm not gonna make this group of people around me happy. So to make them happy and make everything go along to get along, I'm gonna just go along to get along. Versus Kyrie, he's like, look, we had time, because I'm like, I don't know if you saw the clip. Bless you. I don't know if you saw the clip that he posted, but he was just like, look, me and the organization. Yeah, he's like, me and the organization, we had an agreement on that. You know, some people was gonna have exemptions to certain things, and now we come here to this day, and all of a sudden people are telling me you have to get the shot no matter what. He's like, so I haven't even had time to see if any of this is gonna benefit me, and everybody's already talking for me. He said, I haven't even came out and said nothing. I'm like, dang, like, you know, he right. Cause I'm like, I haven't heard, nobody heard nothing from about Kyrie and about the shot. It was all Stephen A. Smith, basically just blabbering his lips saying Kyrie is a cancer. I would never want him.
Well, that's what they paid to do.
I know,
they paid to do that.
But I'm saying though, as far as just like, you feel me, letting that man speak for himself. I'm like, when he spoke for himself, I still heard hate, and I'm thinking like, your opinion don't have to be hateful. You feel me? It doesn't have to be necessarily to a tone where you're making me sound like a certain type of person.
And you know, and that's probably why he goes along on the tag of like, I'm speaking for the voices, because I'm like, for the everyday man, that's how we see it. But when you're in $1 billion organization, it's like, no, we have control of what you say or what you decide to put out there for the public to perceive. You don't have that freedom of will. But it can be canceled out by that same everyday man saying, well, yeah, that organization is right because you're getting paid way more than me. You see how there's a double-edged sword, you know.
But I just feel like it's really, like, you feel me? People always say you sign up for what you sign up for and all that, and that's fine. But at the same time, people can't always lose sight that people are still human. You feel me? Like, and I get, that's why I get the Ben Simmons. Like, I'm not getting on him saying he's weak and he's not shooting. I'm not trying to be the media and beat him down. I'm saying if he wants to really be a champion, he's gonna have to start shooting the basketball. He's gonna have to start having people. You know what I'm saying? Like Rondo, that was the whole biggest narrative, was that he couldn't shoot. But when I was watching him in the finals, he made a lot of big shots, because they said he couldn't shoot, so he was ready for that moment.
But if you want to know something like me, deep down, I do believe Ben Simmons can shoot.
He can though. I've seen in the workouts that he shoot and all that.
It's the confidence, but that's why I say it's a team issue. I'm like, if you have, like, you know, we talk about the divorce situation. If you have a new bride coming in, and it's like you're supposed to be a better bride, and then I'm like, damn, it seemed like you're the worst bride. It's like,
yeah, like you was a downgrade before. Yeah,
like you a downgrade. I ain't gonna show you that way. And like that's how a regular human being is gonna react to that situation. Like, let's go past somebody with a whole bunch of money, because I'm like, at the end of the day, you can have all the money in your account, you're still gonna be a regular human being when regular situations happens, and you will react a regular way.
Exactly.
It just is what it is.
I say like this, like you said, I feel like but see, this is where I have to give Ben just a little bit of a slack. I'm like, Kyrie's endorsements was way crazier than Ben Simmons. So Kyrie makes probably more money off the court than he does on the court. So I'm like, he can sit out a whole season and it'll never affect his body.
We're talking about it. He's an NBA champion.
Yes, but I'm like Ben Simmons. I'm not saying he doesn't have endorsements or whatever, but I'm just saying him losing 8.25 mil, and losing another 8.25, that's gonna add up, and you got to get taxed and all that too. So I'm like, I'm saying, for as far as just like, you feel me, you saying stand on something, it's hard, you know. I'm just giving out another example of how it might be harder for him to be like, what?
I got
8.2.5. I'm about to show up. I'm not, you feel me? I'm like, I would kind of think like that in a sense right now
and too. Is Kyrie even getting fined the same amount that Ben is getting fined? Is he still getting paid?
Because he doesn't get. He's only gonna get paid for away games, and he's not gonna get paid for any home game.
So he's not getting fined though.
Yeah, he gets fined for every home game. He doesn't get paid.
So
they taking, I think it's like $400K.
But why are they taking away so much from Ben?
Anything can take away like a minute?
Because he wasn't showing up to practice. Like Kyrie's not playing because he hasn't gotten a shot. So it's not like he's not trying to play. They're saying Ben is not showing up. He's not reporting to his job. You know, it's like kind of like
he could be there, but he's choosing not to.
Yeah, so it's like
Kyrie is in a situation
you're not going to work, but
Yeah.
you're expecting to make sure all your commission, everything you feel, they can be like, nah, bro, you better come up to work or we're not giving you nothing. You can be like, what? I'm coming to get my money. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, but it's harder for Ben because I'm like, his sponsorships and all that is just, you know, he doesn't have a signature shoe. Like Kyrie's getting so much off of other stuff where I'm just like, he can afford.
Well, Kyrie could retire now and he'll be good for the rest of
his life. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Ben does 170.
Yeah,
but he hasn't got all his money though.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
he can get out of the game.
And it's like if they're trying to take 8.25,
like we said, Kyrie's an NBA champ. Like what's higher than being an NBA
leverage.
champ?
He has leverage, and I'm like, Ben doesn't have a lot of leverage. But I'm like, I just say this. I feel like as an organization, if you never came as a big organization, to even have someone like Doc, because I'm like, I think Doc's been the most overrated coach, and I hate to say it because he's a brother, and I don't want to tear down any brothers. But I'm like, as far as just coaching and having the type of players, like when I remember when he was on the Lob City.
Trying players, I don't agree with a lot of shit. We got in a damn near fight, but I agree. Doc is definitely overrated as a coach.
He's just overrated.
New coaching jobs
because I'm like he wasted Chris Paul's prime, and he told DeAndre Jordan not to get a post game. And I just think like to this day, you could
be the next Bill Russell. Like nigga, it ain't 1920.
Yeah, like bro, no, he needs to be able to get down there sometimes and just go to work and not have to rely on Chris Paul to throw it up. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
how you not gonna let Chris Paul run your team, bro? How you gonna think you let Rondo run your team, but you gonna bump heads with Chris Paul? That's stupid. Let him do his thing,
bro.
Because you favored Blake Griffin. That was the problem. He thought Blake Griffin was gonna be greater than Chris Paul. He didn't believe in Chris Paul like he believed in Rondo.
Exactly.
He didn't have no choice with Rondo. Rondo didn't give him no choice.
He didn't because at the time he had old ass Sam Cassell. He's like, well, shit, I can't rely on no damn Sam Cassell.
Don't do that to Sam. But he was like,
no, I'm just saying Sam was old.
Right,
like he's a legend. I'm just saying at 38 years old, you couldn't rely on no Sam Cassell to go out there.
Sam was cold in his prime.
Yeah, in his prime. What he was on the Clippers when he led him to the playoffs with Elton Brand.
That boy was something different, boy.
Sam Cassell was nasty. Yeah, bro. Come on, bro. I know my legends. Q Rich. Come on, man. We know the real out here, man. But I'm just saying, yeah, you already know Q. When they used to do that, is hard to me to this day. I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay. All right, but anyways, though, you know, Doc Rivers, I agree with you there. It's no disrespect to Doc Rivers.
But it's just like this. If you really, this is because I'm like everything, bro. When it comes to coaching, we're both communication majors, so you know what I'm talking about. Everything is all about being on the same page, bro. Because a lot of times when it comes to these teams, it's all because we didn't talk. Like I remember I was talking to Zeno. If that first year I just came up to everybody, we really would have just sat down and motherfuckers would have just heard and spoke, and we would have just end up coming to an agreement. Like, all right, this is where we all kind of just getting on the same page at the same point. Like, it's not always going to stay on the same page, but at least if you got the right people on the same page, that's what's going to matter. And I feel like I don't think none of them all went in there with Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid was like, look, what is the problem? And everybody's gonna be like, what do you mean? What is the problem? Like, what does it need to take for everybody to hit their potential here? What is needed for people to feel comfortable for them to do their job? And I feel like that's
what Jimmy Butler tried to do. He tried to do that, but everybody thought they was better than Jimmy.
Yeah, and Jimmy, you know, Jimmy never had that pub. You feel me? All these dudes we talking about was top players in the country. I don't remember Jimmy being
Jimmy though is working hard. He's
working hard.
Y'all niggas not working hard. Like, why y'all chilling? Like, oh, because you been had it like that. Okay, I ain't with that. So,
and nobody can talk about Jimmy because he took a team to the final. So it's like to this day, nobody can say Jimmy don't know about the work.
At the time, though, remember what I said though. Remember at that time, I knew that was gonna be a problem. I was like, they fucked up letting go Jimmy.
When he let because I'm like, if it wasn't for Kawhi, bro, Philly probably go to the championship that year and win it. Like, let's be 100.
Kawhi won a chip, so I'm like, that's nothing wrong with
that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that's who they lost to though. With Jimmy
that's
Butler.
Why, as much as I love Joel, I do not think he's that guy. He's gonna have great stats, but I don't think he's that guy. I'm just gonna be 100 with you.
He needs a guy like Chris Paul. That's who Joel Embiid's missing. He's missing a guy that can be a dual threat in the lane, but then set him up so he doesn't have to be on the perimeter so much.
But I think
feel
he
like,
wants to be on a perimeter.
but see, that's not where his money gonna come though. The pick and pop, the pick and roll is where it's gonna come his money. You feel me? Where he can mix it up is instead of just always being at the 3 and then having to do a pump fake and then start going to work like that. Like you're not Hakeem Olajuwon, my boy. Hakeem Olajuwon stayed on that block, my boy, at all times.
You want me to tell you? Nah, I don't know if this is something you heard before, fun fact, whatever you want to say. I think Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond, they're gonna be great friends because they're gonna be like, we think alike. Why are these point guards? We do that. Let's make it work. We gonna show centers can be. That's
they was killing today. Drummond didn't really score, but I think he had like 15 rebounds or something like that. He was just bored.
I'm telling you, Joel, and I'm like, for Joel to be successful, you're gonna have to look at it as a Lakers standpoint. You know, you have to have the team built around Joel, Drummond, big man, and you have to be able to have somebody who's going to be able to facilitate.
Chris Paul wouldn't be great there, bro.
Absolutely.
If John Wall was in his prime, John Wall would be perfect for them.
I think he would be good for them now.
Yeah, I think
they need a point guard who doesn't think too highly of himself, but
can still get it done.
I think Westbrook would have been good for them. No. Westbrook too.
It's John, because I'm like John Wall. His game is under control. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to control the pace, but he's fast, so he can get up the court. He can go in there, dime it up, like you know what I'm saying. But he doesn't need the ball all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's good at setting. Like you feel me? Like Kyle Lowry, like that could have been somebody great for Philly. Somebody that can really, you know what I'm saying?
I think he's gonna be solid for Miami, but I think Miami is I think they're trying to hang on to a little bit too much of that young talent. I think they're going to be something extra. I think they should be training away some of that young talent for some a little bit more legitimate.
It's just like Bama's a 4, bro. I'm sorry. I understand he's big. He's a beast, but I'm like,
I would package up Bama, Hero, and who's the other dude? Duncan. I would package them up and try to get me someone legitimate with Butler and Lowry. Make a big 3, like a legitimate. I'd be like, man, fuck all the other shit.
Well, who would you try to go get?
Not too much on the market. Huh?
Aiden didn't get that bag he wanted.
I wouldn't give that away for Aiden. No way.
Then there's no other big thing that you want to go get. Then Giannis off limits, Joel off limits, Joker off limits, AD off limits.
I got Hooper. What do I got?
Julius Randle off limits. You got Porzingis. Got Sabonis.
I'm cool.
Then you ain't gonna get nothing. You're gonna keep the same team.
Yeah, I got to.
Aiden's your best player to go get because I'm like, he didn't get a max. So I'm like, at least you can.
I'm not going for Aiden. I don't believe in Aiden. Aiden made off of Chris Paul. No disrespect to that brother.
All I'm saying is, I'm just saying Kyle Lowry can make that man good too. I seen him.
I like Chris Paul. Chris Paul is different.
Then they're not gonna get no trade then. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking. I didn't know. I was thinking. I was like, okay. When you put on, okay, there's no options out there.
Unless you want to go get Vucevic or something. You feel what I'm saying? Gobert, but I'm like, you're not gonna get. You feel me?
Well, Utah's not gonna give away Rudy.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, all the bigs you want to go get aren't gonna be able to be available. So you got to go get somebody like an Aiden. I'm like, the Suns will listen about an Aiden. Like, okay,
I don't want Aiden, man.
Wiseman, like I don't know who else. Yeah, you lucky you got Mobley. That was probably the best thing the Cavs did this whole year was get Mobley. Mobley's gonna be great for y'all, man. 13-9 first game. I'm like, oh yeah, he's promising for y'all.
Man, I'm not even gonna talk about the Cavs because after I saw their schedule, it was so disrespectful what they did to us. That's crazy.
Y'all good though, bro. I'm telling you, Mobley, Marketing, Saxton, like y'all gonna be solid.
You don't gotta convince me. I just see they sabotage us. I'm like, why are we playing these teams the first 10 games? Like y'all just trying to make our morale low. Like we don't got no easy game the first 10 games. Like, okay, cool. All right, bet. I see how this shit going. I mean,
y'all not getting no Detroit. Y'all not getting no like Indiana. Y'all not getting no OKC.
Bro, none. Nigga, Lakers, Brooklyn Nets. Right?
That is hilarious.
Who we playing, bro? Like, all right, bet. I see how that shit goes. It's all good. We gonna beat the Hornets. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's something y'all need to grab. Because if not, y'all ain't gonna grab one in a minute. Y'all might be able to sneak the Clips, maybe.
We finna beat the Hornets. We finna beat the Hornets as a fact.
Oh, I thought you said the Warriors. I'm like, nah, yeah, I'm not gonna.
No, not the Warriors. That's gonna be a tough one. We got Colin Sexton. Like it's like they didn't give Sexton the extension, so he's gonna be a free agent. We fucking up.
I don't know, because I just don't know what younger talent y'all trying to get out here. I'm like, Colin Saxon is like,
Bro, I'm like that nigga. We just got. We ain't building around him. That's crazy. Like I can see that whoever's the GM or whatever, they don't believe in Sexton like that. I'm like, y'all crazy. I'd be building around him if I was him.
nah, because Saxon can play, bro. When I saw him when he did Kyrie and them last year, I said, oh yeah, this dude can do it.
Dog, he a
He can
dog,
do
man.
it.
But they don't believe in him, and I don't know why. Guess he too much.
I think he just acting too niggerish for him, bro. He really be out there. He be intense, fool. I be like, dang, he really being locked into the game, bro.
He mad crazy with it. Salute to Sexton this thing. Hey, we gotta for sure touch on because I put it in the title real quick. We don't gotta talk too much about it, but before we get up out this thing, we gonna let's talk about it. Y'all see this right here? Let's get that out the way. I see that. Anthony Joshua could choose Ronnie Shields, his new coach for Alexander Usyk. There's been some things that came out, some videos where Anthony Joshua, he's been in the U.S., he's been in the States, he's been training with Ronnie Shields. He's been doing things about game planning, says Shields in his conversation with Joshua. We watched a few rounds of Usyk together, and I point out some things he should have done and he didn't do. We had a good talk yesterday, and today was even great talks. Were really, really good. So how y'all feel about that? We got young AJ.
Who is Ronnie Shields? I'm sorry. I probably should know who that is. I'm sorry. Can you tell the people who that is?
No worries, baby. We're gonna get this party. So obviously, y'all know about the Charlos brothers.
Okay, that's their trainers.
So that is Jamal Charlo's trainer. Jamel Charlo. He trains with
Yeah, Jamal Smart thing, because that's the undefeated one, right? Yeah, Jamal Smarter.
Don't ever disrespect Jamel like that. Jamel trains with
Jamel nice, but I'm like his last fight, bro. It shouldn't have been no draw.
So Jamal, he lost against Korbov.
He didn't lose. He's undefeated.
If you watch that fight, though, he clearly lost.
That's fine. He's undefeated.
All I know is Jamel, he's undisputed. So
he's nice, bro. All I know is he beat your guy.
Tony Harrison, I know. But I'm just saying, I'm like, if you want to talk about accomplishments, I know Jamal's undefeated, but Jamel is undisputed. But real quick, what I was saying about Jamel was with, God damn, why can't I remember? Who's Derek James? Jamel, do I got that mixed up? Jamel's with Derek James. That's him and Earl Spence. That's Texas. And then Ronnie Shields is Jamal. I feel like I had that mixed up. I don't know if I had that mixed up.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go back to the point that you made against Wilder. I think that you can't teach a dog new tricks. I think that Joshua's been far in his career. He's had a lot of bouts, in a sense, amateur as well, because he competed in the Olympics. So I feel like when you're going against a guy like Usyk, it's kind of like a guy like Fury. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've been doing it so long, and the skill and the know-how is just there. And I just don't think that, I'm not saying Joshua can't, you feel me, hit him with something that make him feel it, but I'm like, Usyk was walking through, bless you. Usyk was walking through a lot of those punches unfazed.
Damn.
Bless you.
My allergies, y'all, my bad.
Walking through those punches unfazed. And I'm just like, unless that Ronnie Shields is going to teach Joshua how to dodge that left, I just don't see Joshua figuring it out. And that's just my honest opinion.
Damn, I put all types of shit in the
Google. My bad about that, y'all. My
allergies is acting crazy right now.
But
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, brother. He doesn't have to teach Anthony Joshua had to dodge that right. Sometimes your best defense is your best offense. So I'm gonna throw this up real quick for y'all. So we can go to the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. And I can show that as well for me to commentate. So Ronnie Shields right here. We're gonna have this here for y'all. Also a Rigondeaux trainer as well. Let me make sure I was right.
Yeah, that's Jamal.
So I was right. Yes, Ronnie Shields is with Jamal, and then Derek James is with Jamel, the same trainer as Earl Spence. Okay. So, when it comes to real quick, let me put this in. Look at this. Hold on. Oh, but you probably can't hear it, huh? If I put it in.
I don't hear nothing.
All right, so basic. Hold on, let me see if this works.
Oh, the sound's right there. You gotta hit the sound on the bottom.
Let me reload it because it was like skipping on my shit. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. Much
Just
love.
hit the yeah.
Can you hear it? You hear it? Can you hear?
Kinda. His daddy was a little louder, but yeah, they basically said the same shit.
So did you hear what he was saying though?
So we gotta get this motherfucker out of there.
I know it's a little low. My bad, y'all. I wanted to make it louder, but he was basically saying jab the motherfucker. He was like, jab, you got jab. Like, jab the motherfucker. Like, if you jab him, he ain't gonna be able to throw the right hand. So sometimes the best defense is the best offense. It's not always slip, under, drop. You know what I'm saying? It's not always that. Sometimes the best defense is just I'm coming forward and I'm putting so much pressure on you, you can't even think about responding, especially if you don't know how to deal with pressure. Some fighters know how to. He doesn't necessarily know how to. So if Ronnie Shields can teach AJ, you don't have to box with Usyk. You have to play the big man game. You have to come forward, be heavy on that front foot, and make him feel the pressure. Make him feel the fact that you are a bigger man than him. And now make him react off what you do rather than you react off what he does. That's going to be his success if AJ teaches him. A lot of people are saying, oh, Fury, he went to the States. You know, he went to, as you saw right there, Sugar Hill Stewart, and he was able to change his craft. Now, that's different fighters. We're talking about Fury. He's done it since he was a young motherfucker. So he had that in the toolbox. Like Malik Scott says about Wilder, you know, which is Cap. Fury really had all types of different shit in his toolbox. It just has to be brought out. But what's your opinion?
Nah, I still don't think Joshua was gonna be able to fix the corrections, bro. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, Usyk's angles and cut off the ring is just crazy. Like how he can slip, get out of dodge. Like he doesn't mind the pressure. To me, like I feel like he'll embrace that and try to use it against his advantage. So my thing is AJ going to be able to get over the fact that he got knocked out before and be able to go back to throwing them hands? Because he ain't really throwing them hands like that since that first fight with Ruiz. So I'm like, it's going to be all about the output, because we could see Usyk output for 12 rounds, no problem. So that's my only thing with AJ. Because at first I was blind that first fight. I'm thinking like, what? AJ at the crib, he about to knock this man out. But then when I see how Usyk was just really slick and just dodging and bam.
I thought Usyk was going to win, but I was like, there's no way they're going to give him the decision. But Usyk won so easily. There's no way you could have robbed that man.
And they still kind of did. 115, 113 was not the scores, bro.
AJ didn't win him. He won 2 rounds, maybe, that whole fight. Maybe
so I'm like, they just basically made it look like it was a robbery. Oh my God, look what they did. There got to be a rematch.
That's how that motherfucking game go, man.
So you think Joshua's gonna win the rematch?
No, I think he loses again.
I just don't think that he's gonna be able to, because I'm like, he kind of does what Wilder does when the punches come, like they like lean their head back and they don't put their hands up.
Well, I'll give AJ. He has a better defense. Well, he'll put his hands up, but that's like when he gets swarmed, it's just like he gets froze. Where it's more of a natural boxer, he'll his head movement and then his feet. Your feet is defense, your offense is defense, your head is defense. So if the head don't work, we're either now gonna throw or now we're gonna use our feet to get out of the way. Doesn't always work, no, but it shows in Wilder and Joshua that they started at a later time, and it showed. And they're bigger men too. Like you're talking about 6'5" guy, 250. Like it's gonna be hard for him to just move his feet and get out of the way. And he hasn't been doing that sport that long, especially you talk Wilder 6'7". He gained 20 pounds. It's gonna be hard for him to just learn how to move his feet and get out of the way. That's not naturally what he's good at. So, like athletic body type, all that comes into play, and it goes against someone like AJ versus someone like Usyk. It goes against Wilder like Fury. It doesn't go against Wilder. Wilder came in at 215. I think he would have had a much better chance. But it is what it is. That's how it goes. That's the game, man. How you feeling though, man?
Yeah, Joshua for sure not gonna win that. Honestly, I think Tyson Fury just, if he didn't have no more challenges, honestly, bro, I'm like, yeah, Joshua's gonna be a challenge.
I don't know. Well, if you talking about challenges,
yeah, like somebody I feel like is gonna really just like, I'm like, oh, he could really give him some smoke. Like Usyk maybe be the only motherfucker just because he's southpaw and he got the skill.
Yeah, that would be kind of a boring fight. I think Joe Joyce would be a good fight.
Okay, Joe Joyce would be good.
I think Dillian White would be fun. I love to watch that.
He said he gonna wash him up. He said that's so easy. He said that was the last fight on his tour.
I'm not saying it's not, but it'd be fun.
Like who else though? Like Wilder low-key was like the best matchup for him because of that power. Like when it comes to skill, bro, nobody's as skilled as Fury in the heavyweight division besides Usyk.
No, I agree. I agree.
So if you really want to be real, I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily like. I mean, I would watch the 4th fight, but I'm like, I feel like there's gonna be a 4th fight with Wilder and Fury somehow. I feel like Wilder's gonna come back. He's probably gonna knock out everybody else, and then they're gonna end up fighting again. He might just lose for the 4th time.
And we're gonna have to see Fury versus Usyk. That's gonna have to happen. Fury versus Joe Joyce might happen because he's saying he's the next in the division. Fury's been giving a lot of props to Joe Joyce, and he should.
Oh, Big Baby Miller, he might lose to Fury, but I watch that though.
He would. But there's fights out there. But I agree with you. There's really nothing out there really that for him to prove. But if he wants to be the guy who's like considered literally the greatest heavyweight ever, he's gonna have to add names to his resume. You just can't have Klitschko and Wilder as your biggest names. Like you gotta.
Because they're not gonna give him no GOAT with that. I'm like, bro, what?
So if you want to be the real GOAT, you're gonna have to fight Joshua. You're gonna have to fight like a random name, like a Dillian White, or maybe like a Usyk. You're gonna have to fight Usyk. If Usyk has all the belts, you're gonna have to fight Usyk. If anything, if you have Klitschko, Wilder, and Usyk to your name, you can probably retire. If Usyk has all the belts. If Usyk beats Joshua a second time, then I think Usyk would do the job for him. But I feel the same way with Joshua. So. But if he beats Usyk and then beats Joshua, then yeah, he's probably one of the greatest ever.
Why didn't Andy Ruiz get a rematch when he lost the belts? Because I feel like if Usyk loses, they're gonna give Usyk a rematch.
I doubt it. They don't got that much leverage. Him or Ruiz. Fury has that much leverage. Wilder has that much leverage, but those guys don't.
Not even close. Let's see. So if Joshua wins, then it's just over.
We'll see. I think if Joshua wins, we're probably going to see a Fury fight. And then maybe Usyk can come into the game a little bit later. But there's no way if Joshua wins, they're going to avoid the Fury fight. Because they know Fury's only going to be in the game so long. In my opinion. So we'll see. I think we got an interesting year. We got a good bang out coming out at the end of this year for some good fights. The Dillian White versus Otto Wallen fight got canceled. Dillian White got a shoulder injury. That's unfortunate, but we still got a lot of good fights.
Shakur fight this weekend, don't he?
Shakur versus Jamal Herring. So we're gonna talk about that. Try to have a podcast before that actually happens, so we can touch on that. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, and we got a great card from UFC coming too. So that's gonna be a hell of a card. So Saturday's gonna be dope. So man, I can't wait, man. So it's Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday, Monday, all type of different shit. I'm finna finish up Craig Facts. That's gonna be good. Can't wait for that. How you feeling? We didn't talk about BMF. We didn't talk about BMF. You want to talk about it? You
I
want to
thought
say
it was a good. I thought it was a good episode. I thought it's gonna get better. I see it's getting better.
it was the best episode we've seen yet. It made me have faith in the episode. Lamar is the best character of the whole entire shit.
Didn't I tell you though that T was going? I'm telling you, T gonna come into his own right now, boy. That
Coming
backdoor
into his
move with that
own.
joint, that was slick
Yeah.
because it was crazy. Like I ain't gonna lie, he moved like you right there. I know. I don't know what you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Where he just was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm out of here. You have a nice night. He just was like so player with it. She just like, let me see how he's moving. She just was watching him. She's just like, I like how he's moving. He's moving. You feel me? And I don't want to work with nobody but you. I'm like, that's something like, you feel me? But I'm like, it's gonna get interesting because I ain't gonna like Pat. I like Pat Cole.
Yeah.
When he got that shovel, boy, I said, oh,
I didn't expect that, bro. I really thought they was finna find. I thought that nigga. And when I see it, I was like, damn. I was like, that was cold, bro.
And then he said, clean this up. I said, oh, he a gangster. He a gangster. Yeah, I told you I know everything about going on in these streets. Him and Lamar for sure have been like saving the show because Pat been on
Lamar, that dude though. Lamar crazy, bro.
I like Lamar though.
That
Lamar
boy
really
Lamar is
moving.
wild. The way that nigga be acting. And then when they was in the mall and he was spinning doing, and he just looked, and he was like, it was like for a minute he's like, oh, that nigga had a sense of humanity, but then he was just like,
go get you some diapers. I know they're expensive and just drop the money. I said, oh, he treated him like a hoe.
Crazy.
I thought it was funny when he gave his girl the diamonds and then he grabbed the booty. She's like, Lamar. He's like, no pressure. Ain't no pressure over here.
He's it's all good. It's all on you. She was like,
I ain't gonna lie, Meech is acting better though. And his pops had me rolling though. He said he looked at those Benzes. He said,
I know. He said,
I don't think I'm going to brunch with y'all no more.
But no, what's crazy though, man. I was looking at like the comments, man, the YouTube side of the game, on the reviews and stuff, you know, for the popular channels. A lot of people was like they was going against his pops, and I was like, damn. I'm like, niggas. I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's just a lot of women or something. Like, y'all don't really respect black men and pride no more. Like, in my personal opinion, you can say what you, but my personal opinion is like, even if you don't agree, you have to respect where he's coming from because he's like, nigga, I work hard for my money. Like, he not over this household. I work hard. My shit is clean. We're gonna figure this out. I can't tell my boy you ain't right doing something, and then I accept the gifts coming from it. That don't go together. Exactly. That's what I see. And I'm like, it's crazy people are going at him.
But we have older popsters, so we know about that discipline. We know about the rules and the expectations and what's, you know what I'm saying? What's going to be accepted.
I be reading them comments. It was like, I'm like, damn, he's tripping. If I was him, I'd take that. He's for the house and make sure they not on the streets. And I'm just like, man, that shit's sad. Like, nobody got no. I'm like, y'all don't understand where it's from a moral ground. It's like, that don't look right. I can't tell somebody to do something. You can't do that, and that's not right. And I'm accepting the gifts coming from it. That ain't teaching. No, yeah, exactly. And I'm his father. So I'm promoting this. And so when something bad happens to him, I can't come to him and say, hey, what the fuck was you doing? I can't do that. So if something bad happens to him, that's on me. And it's like, when I'm looking at the comments and it would be out like, damn, people really don't see it. I'm like, man, we live in a fucked up world. Like, shit crazy.
And it's about that money. That's why I'm like, with the Kyrie thing, I'm like, I appreciate it because I'm just like, at least you can still see some people out here that's like, I'm not going to break my back over money to please y'all because y'all want me to see me play some basketball. I want to play basketball more than anybody. I think I'm the most skilled basketball player in the world. But if I have to sit here and put my health at risk, allegedly, you feel me? You know, he doesn't know how that shot's going to react to his body. Because think about it, if your body's used to so many different types of things, and now it's getting hit with something that's never been hit before, you don't know how it's going to react. You feel me? It's like something like they said Lynn Byers did coke for the first time and then he died. I seen a lot of people do coke and live till they long. You feel me? Like Star says, I evaded the death. I've been on borrowed time. I survived crack. I used to steal cocaine. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, Starbucks.
A lot of people, man, they've been so it absolutely, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know.
I feel like the scrutiny, his pops is getting the same scrutiny Kyrie's getting. It's like, hold on, like Kyrie can't say that stand on this point and then end up being like, well, I'm just gonna get the shot because y'all want me to play basketball. Then it's just I'm like, well, hold on, bro. I thought you feel me. So it's like at least people say Kyrie's sporadic, but I'm like, at least he's consistent on how he's feeling, and when he speaks, he sticks to what he's speaking to.
And you know how I feel. I'm like, that's why I'm like, it's okay to disagree with someone, but you gotta at least respect someone's willing to stand on what they say. Like, if you can't respect that, if that offends you, like, I'm kind of questioning you as a man. Like, why is
And
that
this is
offending
what,
you so
and
much?
this
Because
is,
he believes in what he says.
and this is what I was like. You feel me? Like Kwame Brown, I think he has like a little bit of vendetta towards Stephen A. and all them. Like he be making points, but sometimes I be feeling like he feel me. He's going a little extra, but like he made a good point. He's just like. Because he showed a clip and it was like Stephen A. He was like, we all had doubts about this shot. Some of us didn't want to take it, but I had to get that money though. So I had to go get that shot. And then like Kwame's point was, he was like, just because you a weak weasel and you couldn't stick out and believe on what you believe on, doesn't mean you have to tear down Kyrie for standing on something that he believe in and he don't want to do.
I agree with that, but I'm like, he gets paid to do that. That's the world we live in. So it's like, I don't agree with that in no type of way. But that's what he finna do. That's what his prerogative is. That's what he's gonna be on. But I respect Kyrie. I'm like, regardless if I agree with that or I don't, I'm like, you don't really see that from dudes making that much money in that type of position, being like, oh, I'm finna stand on this and I'm actually gonna look like I'm not playing no games, but this is what I do for a living. It's like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you spoiled and all type of shit, but it's like it. I don't really see it that way. I think it's like anybody else working a job and they stand on something. You gotta, that's how they feel. You gotta respect it. Like you can't demonize somebody because of that. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can, but I don't think you should. Like, who are you to tell somebody else what they should believe in and how they should move? Like that Kyrie got to where he was at because he listened to certain people, listened to himself, and he was successful off of it. So all of a sudden, these new people come in the circle. Like if you're a man of your word, if you're a man who you believe in yourself and who you are, you ain't finna just start believing and listening to random people around you that just came. Like, nah, nigga, I got here off of the word of myself, the knowledge of myself, and the people around me who I supported with. So that's what I'm finna stay on. So I respect it, regardless if you may not, agree with what exactly he's doing. And I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, regardless, you gotta respect that somebody is a man, somebody who's trying to do their own shit. It's like you gotta respect what he's on. So it's weird to me seeing the media just demonize him and shit. But it's like that shows you how they want you thinking. They want you group thinking. They want you on the same shit as everybody else. They don't want you, thinking for yourself, regardless if it agrees or. In my opinion.
No, I agree, bro. It's like Ben Simmons. Like, why are y'all mad at Ben because he doesn't want to come to a team that most of y'all basically say y'all didn't want him no more. Y'all basically put all the trade lines. Y'all say y'all wanted this, y'all wanted that. We shopping him around. Like he didn't come out and make no statement, but I don't want to see and talk to nobody from Philly. That's all he said. He never bad talked them. He never bad mouthed. He never said nothing disrespectful. He didn't do anything disrespectful, I guess, until you can say he didn't show up to training camp and all that. And now people can be like, well, we're an organization and we're hitting you up. We're trying to meet with you. And you're saying you don't want to meet. But I'm like, bro, you already like basically the same bogus stuff already to the media before you even sat down, before the season was even just like completely over. Like you already talking to reporters. You should have been like, no comment and kept it pushing. You feel me? And then we can go about it how we feel the future can go from there instead of going to the media and letting the media determine what the future should be. Don't get me wrong. He didn't have the best game. I mean, the best Eastern Conference Finals, semifinals. But I'm like, at the same time, but I'm just saying at the same time, I'm like, it's not like they lost 4-0. It's not like, you feel me, they got swept. Like they lost one game to a talented Hawks team. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like they lost to some bum. And like them Hawks were like, 2 games away from beating the Bucks. So it's like, and like they lost to some scrubs. So it's just like you said, I know Ben Simmons can eventually get better and all that, but it's just like, my thing is like, if you have a tool or a weapon that you don't use, is useless at the same time. Because it's like, if you're not using it, then it's going to go to waste eventually. You feel me? It's like having a nice car, but if you don't start it up, then the first time you start it up, you feel me, it's not working, or it's just broke down and stuff. Just like, you feel me, it's not, you get me, because it's not tuned up and you weren't turning it on. Now the battery's dead, this not working, you got to replace this. versus if you at least turn it on here and there, eventually when you want to turn it on, it's gonna be ready to go.
No, I definitely agree with that. But the game is mental too, and like I
Yes,
know that
it's a
because
lot
I,
of
I was
mental
a very
warfare.
I was a very mental player myself. So it's like if you feel like somebody don't believe in you, even though I know you getting paid, a lot of people like, oh, you getting paid millions, you getting paid all this money, but
But that energy, if you feel it's toxic, bro, I'm telling you, playing basketball do not feel good. You just like,
and he's a young dude, like he's had money at a young age, so there's gonna be a point where he's used to having a lot of money in his bank account. So it's not going to be about the money; it's gonna be
yeah,
about playing. That's just what it is. I know a lot of people like it hurts them to think that way. What? Oh no, if I had to, but it's just I'm like, if you wanted to take the ego shit, bullshit out of it, he used to having a lot of money. He's a young motherfucker. But that game, that shit different. So it's just that's all you know. So it's like I understand it to the aspect where it's like this nigga openly admitted to saying he don't fuck with me. So it's like, why do y'all want me here? Why y'all want me to play for y'all if y'all don't fuck with me? That's weird to me. So I say I get that. If you want to look, past the money situation, shit like that. But it's
that's what.
late.
Oh yeah,
It,
yeah.
it's late, them motherfucker over here, nigga. It's
12:30.
12:31 of this bit. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm not really sleepy like that, but
I
I
know you
know
got to get up and stuff, so we can go ahead
I
and
gotta
call it.
wind up. It's a good ass podcast, man. Salute to everybody who hopped up in here for a little bit of time, man. Who hit the like button, man. Salute to you. We're gonna be back. It's Wednesday. And I keep wanting to say it's Monday or it's Tuesday or something like that, but it's Wednesday.
Yeah,
That's the type of week I had, but this day was a good one. So salute to that. I appreciate you, bro. You want to try and get one more podcast in before Saturday? How you feeling? What you think?
yeah, we can. You just gotta hit me.
When do the Lakers play Friday? I think they play Friday.
I think it's Saturday, bro. I don't think they play. It could be Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. They play the Suns.
Oh man. Wait, why is my shit?
We
Oh yeah.
always play the Suns the second game of the season, bro. And
So
it's
we on
always
that. So our next possible Friday.
yeah. We can try. We can
Friday,
shoot.
fine. Let's try and shoot for it. I'll be with it. Don't want no bullshit happen. You know what I'm saying? Keep it cool. But salute to the people, man. We appreciate you hopping up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button before y'all get up out of here. Subscribe. We're gonna be back Friday. That's what we're shooting for. You know what I'm saying? Lakers, Suns. If not, we're gonna be here for show Saturday, man. Saturday's a big day. Got a lot of big fights. Jamal Harris, Chris Stevenson, Morin Vittori, Paula Costa. If y'all ain't heard, Paula Costa supposedly is 211 pounds right now. He's asking for a catchweight fight for 195. So he's saying he's not going to make the 185-pound limit. Martin Vittori responded. He said he knows he's okay with fighting at 205, but you got to make that weight cut.
I know, like, dang, bro, what was you eating?
So
You was just fighting Izzy not too long ago, bro. Like you blew up like that.
Costa, a big boy, he may not make the weight. Hopefully, that doesn't affect the main event, man, because it's gonna be a good card. But without the main event, it's gonna be a little frustrating. We still got Shakur Stevenson Hearn, but I want to see that shit. So I like Vittori talking that shit, saying he's gonna fight no matter what. But come on, Costa. Hopefully, you just trolling us and you come in at 186. You know what I'm saying?
I know, because I'd be unprofessional,
bro, like crazy. Like, so we'll see. I'm like, it's hard for me to believe you openly admitted you at 211 right now, and you're not just gonna make weight. I think, come on now. I think he's trolling us. You gotta be.
Because if he's not, Dana got to look at that man like, look, man, that's that Bellator shit or something. Like, I don't know what you got going on over here. Yeah. Like, you need to get your ass over here in shape.
Facts. So, all right, well, we salute to y'all. Goal is to come back Friday for the Lakers game. If we're not, we for sure gonna be here Saturday. We appreciate y'all. As always, Fluence is in. This is episode 12. We appreciate the love. Hit the like button, subscribe, notification, gang.